Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at with a new video. Today is Saturday, August 20th, 2022, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. So we have the Washington Commandos, the Commanders, versus the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chiefs Kingdom. We are about to get it started here in about 15 minutes. I'm just watching the end of the Lions and the Colts on the computer, as well as the Bills. It looks like blowing out the Denver Broncos. I know they had Josh Allen play a little bit, and Denver wasn't really going to have a lot of their starters out there. But I'm excited for this matchup just because I want to be able to evaluate Washington to see where they're at. And obviously, we have a lot of Chiefs Kingdom members on the channel, so I want to make sure that we're covering as much of Chiefs Kingdom as possible. So we're going to do this game. Then I'm going to hang out with Paisley for a couple hours and then watch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the Tennessee Titans, watch a little bit of, Mariners and Dodgers. And then I'll be back later tonight for the Cowboys and the Chargers. And then we'll stream from 7 p.m. That's when the game starts for the Cowboys and Chargers. And we'll probably go until 11 or 12. It'll probably be a 4 or 5 hour stream at night. So we'll do 3 hours now, 3.5, and then take a couple hour break. I'll watch my game, let my voice rest up, and spend time with Paisley. That way I'm not recording for 12 hours straight, and then spend time with her. And then in the evening, we'll do our regular evening stream for 4 or 5 hours. So we'll end up doing the Cowboys and Chargers tonight, and then we'll probably stay online for another hour or two just for good vibes. And then tomorrow we have obviously NASCAR, Watkins Glen. Chase Elliott just won the poll. Sarah just sent me the notification there. So let's go, Chase. That's awesome. Right now, what do we got here? We got the Colts and the Lions. And looks like there's some kind of weather alert on Fox 59. I'm not sure if that's the local indie programming there, but hey, I'm here. I got my Devin White jersey on, and I'm ready to go. So everyone is out of the house. It's just me and Paisley. So girlfriend's daughter is gone. Girlfriend went to go visit her mom. So just me and Paisley. We're just hanging out, and I'm ready to go. So we got the Lions up 27-20 on the Colts. Let's see if we can get Sarah's Colts to somehow get into the end zone if possible. Sam Ehlinger had a nice touchdown pass, so I like what I saw there. And then obviously I'm really excited to see what we get with the Chiefs and the Commandos. Right now, the Commandos are kind of the wild card team. We don't really know if they're going to be good with Carson Wentz or if they're going to be bad. And even if they're bad, they'll probably be better than the Giants, who look really bad. So if they want to be able to compete for the division, it is possible Washington could overachieve and win the division. The same thing goes for the Dallas Cowboys. But right now, it kind of feels to me Eagles at the top, as long as they don't have any serious injuries. Looks like they just got a touchdown there, but there was a flag. So we'll see if that ends up coming back and if that's on the Colts or not. He spiked the ball there, but there is laundry in that Colts and Detroit Lion game. But it seems like with Washington, they probably are going to be the second or third best team in the NFC East. Right now, I kind of feel that it's like Eagles, Cowboys, Washington Commandos, Giants. But it could be Eagles, Washington Commandos, Dallas, Giants, something in that range. But I just don't see Washington being the best team, and I don't see Dallas being the best team either. So I think this might be the Eagles' year to be like, hey, give me, this is mine, NFC East crown. So obviously it changes usually every year. Every year it's usually a different winner. And we obviously saw the Cowboys and the Eagles climb in. But you never know with Washington. You got guys like Chase Young. Antonio Gibson might be the starter. Who knows? But you got Scary Terry McLaurin. They got good, quality pieces as far as talent. But as far as their owner, Snyder, the overall, stadium, the GM, the coaching, even though Riverboat Ron, I don't really mind him, but I don't know, the franchise is kind of dysfunctional, just like the Cleveland Browns and the Houston Texans. And when you have a dysfunctional organization from the top, it's really hard to be able to have talent and good play calling and good coaching trickle down. but we'll see. Washington could definitely overachieve and win the division. Same thing with Dallas if there's injuries to the Eagles. But right now, my gut tells me Eagles, Dallas, Washington, Giants. And then for the Chiefs, I mean, what can you say? I mean, I'm not too sure. The Chiefs could get first place, just like Green Bay, or they could step back a little bit because they lost Tyreek and Honey Badger, as well as Green Bay losing Devontae Adams and MVS. So, it could be Denver Broncos 1, Chargers 2, Chiefs 3, Raiders 4. That's possible. And all 4 make it, or maybe 3. And even if the Chiefs finish in 3rd place, that's the lowest I see them, finishing. And if they finish, let's say 10-7 at the very worst, that's still 3rd in the AFC West, and they can still get into the playoffs as a wild card. But as far as Chiefs Kingdom is concerned, they're trying to get first. They're going to try to win, 11 to 14 games, but without Tyreek and Honey Badger, and with the, increased production and obviously free agents, Raiders got better. Chiefs maybe got a little bit worse, right? Chargers got better. J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack. You obviously see all the nice pieces that they have. Another year of Herbert under the helm. And then the Broncos got Russell Wilson. So Chiefs got a little worse. Broncos, Raiders, Chargers got better. But we don't really know what's going to happen. Could Chiefs finish in first? Raiders finish in second? Broncos and Chargers fall back? It's possible. But since the Chiefs and the Raiders made the playoffs last year, maybe we're going to see the Chargers in first, Broncos in second, or Broncos in first, Chargers in second. It's very possible. Russell Wilson's going to be great. Herbert's going to be great. But really what it's going to come down to with those major teams is going to be offensive line and defense. And that's going to be for the Raiders, the Chiefs, and the Chargers. It's going to be offensive line and defense. And also with the Chiefs, it's going to be the running game. We need to make sure that if it's not Clyde Edwards-Helaire, make him stay, or Helaire, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, we need to make sure that if he's not RB1, then if he's going to be RB2, you need to be looking at free agency or the draft. Too bad Kareem Hunt lied about his situation, because if you could bring him back, I feel my chances for the Chiefs winning the division would be dramatically increased if you could have Kareem Hunt back with Clyde Edwards-Helaire as the 2, and you could do running back by committee. But I don't think that's going to happen since he lied to the organization about the whole physical assault against that female a couple years ago, which got him to being cut. Buffalo Bills 42, Denver Broncos 15. Nate the Great messaged me. I said, I was running errands for the girlfriend. I had to go get $40 worth of gas, pick up a couple Monsters. I got some Modelo's to drink, gave her some cash, and she's meeting up with her mom to get together with some of family members, aunts and uncles. I think they're going to drink wine and maybe eat out of like a charcuterie board and cheeses and meats and crackers and laugh and talk and catch up. So, she's going to be doing that. She was going to bring Paisley, but I was like, you know what? If you're in a rush, keep Paisley here. I'll grind. And then instead of doing this game, the Bucks and the Titans and the Cowboys and the Chargers, I'll take a little bit of a break. I'll watch my Bucks game with her, and obviously the Dodgers and Mariners too. And I'll be back at night, and then we'll end up doing that 5-hour stream at night. So I'll be putting in about 8 hours, 9 hours a day instead of 12. But can you blame me? 12 hours in the chair is a lot. Even 9 hours is a lot, or 8. But I'm here, and I hope everyone is doing fantastic. How's everybody doing today? Let's get to 100 in donos. Let's do it. Hey, Russell Wilson needs to play a drive or 2 during preseason game. Yeah, but also too with Tim Patrick going down, and obviously Russell Wilson being like, Mr. Unlimited. If Russ doesn't play in preseason, he has enough reps based off training camp and the practices that I've seen that he'll be okay. There's certain guys like Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, they're not going to really need a whole lot. Even Tom Brady. I mean, like I said, as long as they're getting enough practice, and if they get a little bit of time, fine. But sometimes even the split practices, not the same thing as a game. I get it, but we don't want to risk, Russell Wilson tearing an ACL or having an injury, because then it goes from maybe being a contender in the AFC for the Super Bowl to rebuilding again and being a 4-win team without Russ. So, and then, they don't want that, because I honestly feel the Broncos are going to be a Super Bowl caliber, playoff team. I got the, it's pretty much going to be the Buffalo Bills at the top. And then after them, it's going to be the Chiefs, the Chargers, Broncos, Raiders, right? Bengals. And then we got to put the Colts in there. And then the wild card team probably will be the Miami Dolphins. I think Miami and the Steelers kind of seem like maybe they could overachieve. I'm not really a big believer of the Baltimore Ravens, but they could also get in there as well. So look for the Dolphins, the Ravens, and Steelers to kind of surprise some people, but I don't think they're going to be as good as the cream of the crop, which is the Bills, everybody in the AFC West, the Bengals, and then the Colts, and then also the Titans. We can't forget about them. We'll have to see if it's Malik or Tannehill and see what direction it goes. And then on the NFC side, we're going to have the Buccaneers, obviously in second, but with all these injuries, it doesn't look good for me. I don't know if we can make it to the Super Bowl, let alone the NFC Championship game, with no JPP, no Ndamukong Suh, and all these injuries, Jensen and Wirfs and, Kappa, one guy going to the Bengals, one guy, Ali Marpet, retiring. I mean, I'm literally 3 or 4 of my guys are injured on the line, and I have one of the best lines in the NFL. So this is not good. So Rams 1, Bucks 2, and then teams that are going to be coming for the Rams and the Bucks, which will be the Packers, the Eagles, the Saints, okay? And then you also got the Niners. We can't forget about them, the Cardinals, and the sleeper team of the whole entire NFL is going to be the Minnesota Vikings. Don't be surprised if they win the division within the first 3 years under Kevin O'Connell, OC of the Rams, that helped them go to the Super Bowl with Sean McVay. I actually think that it's possible that you get the Minnesota Vikings to win the division this year by like a game. So let's say the Green Bay Packers win 11. Maybe the Minnesota Vikings win 12. I know that seems crazy because we're just so used to Minnesota being ass and the Broncos kind of being ass. But when you get Nathaniel Hackett from the Packers and you get Kevin O'Connell going to Minnesota, and Aaron Rodgers lost Devontae and MVS, and also Tyreek, and who else? Honey Badger are gone. There's going to be room for the Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos to kind of catch up to the Chiefs and possibly surpass them. And the same thing goes in the NFC North. Okay, we know hopefully the Lions will be third, Bears will be last, but Minnesota has a chance to win 10, 11. That's kind of probably realistic. But if they overachieve and they sweep the Packers, or if they go 5-1 in the division or 4-2, I think it's possible Minnesota could win 10, 11, 12, and at the very most 13, but that's if there's a lot of injuries, in the division, Packers, Lions, Bears, they get lucky a few times in the year, but I expect Justin Jefferson to ball out this year, Dalvin Cook to get more opportunities in the passing game, and it's up to them with their O-line and their defense to step up, and that's really the same question for a majority of these teams. Minnesota, O-line, defense, Raiders, O-line, defense, Chiefs, O-line, defense, running game, Broncos, O-line, defense, Chargers, O-line, defense. So if you can get your O-line and defense right, okay, you can overachieve and go a lot further, and that is big facts. So, all right, looks like the game just wrapped up there, and we are getting ready to start here pretty soon. I got my beers ready. I got my Buccaneer red on. All right, hopefully we get some good results here. And shout out to everybody in the room. Shout out to all the goats from last night. We normally hit somewhere between 100 and 300, or actually probably maybe about since, COVID happened and the gas prices went up and now they're going down. But we had a moment there last month where we were normally hitting about 100 to maybe 250. Normally the goal is 200 or more on every stream. We brought it down to 100, just based off everything. Last night, okay, we hit 700 in donos last night. Pretty fucking amazing, group of the mods. We got Cyberpunk to come in, Holly Hundo, and when you end up getting the goats, doing big things like that, not only can I pay bills, but I can give back to people like my lead mod. I don't really know about a lot of mods that are out there on other channels, but I doubt they really get appreciated the way that they should. So Sarah is my lead mod, and I'm going to definitely take care of her, send her some money to get, either a t-shirt or a hoodie, something to be able to represent. And I usually try to do that at least once a month because you want to make sure that you're taking care of your mods and your lead mod for all the work that they do. And like I said, it's one of those things that if I didn't have Sarah, as the lead mod, like I said, the success of the channel wouldn't be as good because I don't need to be talking about, hey, sub to the channel, smash the like button, donate, to your boy if you can. You don't want to make sure it's on the ticker, and then you can have someone else facilitate, handle, all the craziness in the room. So shout out to you, Sarah. I appreciate you. I'll be gifting you probably here later today or tomorrow morning, and that way you can get some Colts merch. Sounds like you want to get a Quentin Nelson t-shirt, and that's exactly what I was thinking. So Buffalo Bills 42, Broncos 15 with no starters playing. So you can't really read too much into this, but Josh Allen looked good. The backups look good. And Buffalo is going to be the best team in the NFL, more than likely. Rams are going to be good as well, it seems like, but we have to kind of see how the league, and you've seen the Bills, they've been on the cusp, for the last couple of years. Their kryptonite was the Chiefs, but now the Chiefs have gotten a little bit worse, it looks like, on paper, even though I think that their rookies are going to step up. But not having Tyreek and Honey Badger is going to be a big blow, just like not having Devontae Adams and MVS. Anyone that thinks that the team are going to be better without those players on Packers and Chiefs, I mean, come on, let's be real. I mean, because if it was my team, it's like, yeah, you're going to be able to hopefully get production out of 3 receivers that equal Tyreek, and you're not going to replace the leadership, obviously on the back end with Honey Badger. But if you get Justin Reed and Juan Thornhill healthy with Chris Jones, Frank Clark, George Karlaftis, and you can get good production out of Nick Bolton, Willie Gay. Things are going to be good. So I'm not really too concerned that much about the Chiefs defense. It's really more the offensive line, the chemistry, and the running game, because that's going to open up the passing game. And, when they have 2 or 3 guys on Travis Kelce, are you going to be able to get these other guys open? Juju. Okay, Juju to the beat. Is it going to be Sky Moore? Who else is going to be able to step up for Tyreek's absence? And we're going to obviously be watching today to see how everyone looks and as we go into the regular season. But I do think that it is possible that the Chiefs still win the division, the Packers still win the North, but there is a chance that even if they slip, and let's say the Packers get second, Vikings get first, by like 1 game, 12 wins to 11, 11 wins to 10, something of that nature, if the passing game isn't as good as previous years without those 2 superstars not there anymore, okay? But O-line defense and D-line pressure going to be very, very critical. So I'm definitely excited to see what we're going to get from these teams. So we got the Commanders and Chiefs, now Bucks, my Bucks versus the Titans, and then Cowboys and Chargers. And then tomorrow, Eagles and Browns, Bengals and Giants. But I'm going to be doing NASCAR because obviously we're down to the last couple races before we're going to the playoff. Watkins Glen, it's always a great one. And then there's going to be baseball coverage as well. So I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Shout out to the GOATs. 700 in donos last night. And when you end up doing a preseason game for the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers, and then you go a little bit longer and you can make 700 in donos, it shows really the support when I can typically have 20 people or less, and you can end up making a living like that. So I want to make sure I show my gratitude, and I appreciate everyone, and hopefully we can get to 20K subs sooner than later. We're going to be able to get there hopefully within the first couple months. We have less than 200 to go. So I'm pretty positive with me doing World Cup, NFL, college football, NASCAR, wrestling. Hopefully we can end up getting to that number sooner than later. Let's see here. John's in the building. How are you, bro? What's good? Are you good? He says, I'm good. Good to hear. A guy, Raiders in the building. How are you? He said, our Cardinals are 4 games ahead in the division. Hey, this is what it's going to come down to for the Cardinals. All right. Right now it's Astros, Yankees, or Yankees, Astros, right? Mariners. Okay. And then if you look at, and then obviously Blue Jays, I feel, and Rays are kind of right underneath them. I'd probably go Blue Jays. Okay. And then on the opposite side, right, you got the Dodgers, you got the Mets. Okay. But then after that, who else do you got? The Braves and the Cardinals. So just because we're in 3rd place or 4th place, they could overachieve. The Cardinals could do some damage. The Braves could do some damage. I'm not really sold on the Mets. The Dodgers are the best team in the National League, but we'll see. And then on the American League side, Yankees are sliding. They can't hit home runs or produce any runs. Astros are going to be very, very good, but there's a chance. The Mariners got the easiest schedule from here on out. We might even catch up to the Yankees and pass them in wins. We're not that far behind. We're not going to catch up to the Astros being like 11 back, but with the Yankees 6 or 7, that's possible. If we go on a run, the Mariners might be the number 2 overall team. We'll be in the wild card because we're not going to catch the Astros, but a pretty exciting time to be a Cardinal fan, a Brave fan, a Mets fan, a Dodger fan. Maybe not so much for Yankees. And then we already know Astros are the Chistros, but the Mariners, I am ready to go. Let's get it. Carlos in the building. How are you? John's in the building. How are you? Brewers and Cubs. Yes. I actually got it on the computer right now. I'm going to take a quick peek here as I'm going in. I see Wisdom there. I see Milwaukee. Okay, John, let's go. Cardinals at D-backs. Yeah, I'll have a couple of these games on. So what do we got here? We got Commandos and Chiefs. Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk 2 for boxing. Cubs and Brewers, Tigers and Angels, Yankees and Blue Jays. I want to say go Blue Jays, but they're fighting for Seattle for the wild card. So do I dare say go Yankees? I don't really want to. I'd go neither. No Yankees or Blue Jays, but somebody's got to win. Phillies and Mets. And then we got Broncos, Bills, and Lions, Colts that just ended up. And I'm ready for this Chiefs game. So let's go. Eagles, John. Yeah, can't wait to see the the Commodores. There you go. Let's go, baby. What it do? The big man of the Eagles or commies win that division will be one. Yeah. Well, the Cowboy fans, like even JJ Trilla, you get a lot of these Cowboy fans that can't take criticism. And it's my year. It's my year. No, it's not. You lost Amari Cooper. You lost Randy Gregory. And you got bad coaching and a bad OC. So what are you going to do? And I don't really think Kellen Moore's bad. Hit him. There we go. But I think after that play call with the draw against the Niners, you lost all credibility. The only thing good on the Cowboys is Dak Prescott, okay, Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, maybe a little Tony Pollard over Zeke. So offensive line Dak. But the best part about it is Dan Quinn and Micah Parsons. Trayvon Diggs got a lot of picks, but he's overrated. He gives up the most yards. He gets burnt, daily. Every minute goes by, he's getting burnt. He can get picks and take chances, but Micah Parsons is the truth. All right, here we go. Let's go. Commandos in their white and burgundy pants. And we got the Chiefs Kingdom handoff. Brian Robinson getting the start. And supposedly, Antonio Gibson's job is up for grabs because he fumbled a little bit. Antonio Gibson is still a good running back, but they got like 4 or 5 running backs in that room. So we'll have to see what happens here. Steve Spagnuolo, 4th season. You remember when the Chiefs had a horrible D? They were like bottom 2, and they almost made the Super Bowl in Mahomes' first year starting. They lost in the AFC Championship to Brady, but the next year they won the Super Bowl, and then they got Spagnuolo. And then if you end up being like, 15th, that's a lot better than being 30th or 31st. So let's see what we can get here. Shotgun set. Screen pass. Hit him. Nice play. Wow. Good blocking downfield. First down, Commandos. Dotson with the grab. And that was good blocking downfield. Now, Eagles are going to win the division. But I do think the Cowboys in Washington will be very close. But I kind of give the edge to, I think the Cowboys, even with Amari Cooper being gone, because I think CeeDee Lamb can step up. But if the Cowboys make the playoffs, which they won't, and I don't think Washington or the Giants will either, they're not going to do anything. They're not going to be able to beat a playoff team because this team is worse than last year's team. And that's facts. Eagles got it this year, as long as they don't have any big injuries. Handoff. Ooh, Chiefs are giving up a lot of yards. 9-yard gain right there. Come on, Frank Clark. Come on, guys. I know Chris Jones is banged up a little bit. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, they just can't get any home runs. Carr just threw his first interception all offseason the other day. Doesn't need preseason. I don't want to see Adams, Jones, Renfrow, Miller, Max. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you want to get a little bit of reps, but also, too, you want to make sure you keep your core nice and tight, especially for the AFC West. This might be the first year you get all 4 teams that make the playoffs, just like when the NFC West was good, when Seahawks had Russ, and then Kyler, Rams, obviously with McVay and Stafford, and the Niners, with obviously Kyle Shanahan. It seems like this AFC West is going to be better than the NFC West. And that's saying something because the NFC West was nice. You thought every single team had a chance for 10 wins. And obviously Seattle got injured with Russ a little bit at the end, and that prevented them. And then you're going to usually get like 8 or 9 wins, a little bit less due to an injury. And that's what might happen this year, where you might end up getting one team that gets like 9 wins and all the rest get 10 or more, or all of them get 10 wins or more, which I think is possible. Everyone is, sleeping on the Raiders, right? Chiefs, and Broncos, Chargers. We don't really know what to expect, but I do expect greatness and great matchups this year. First down and 10. Wentz. And it's really going to be up to Wentz and like Jameis Winston and certain guys to step up for their teams. Because if Wentz has a good season, statistically last year he was good besides the last game against Jacksonville. okay, that he could win the division. I know not a lot of people are predicting that, but I want to let you guys know Washington does have a chance. That would be overachieving, injuries to the Cowboys, like the CD, injuries to the Eagles, maybe like, Jalen Hurts, or maybe an injury to Fletcher Cox, and like certain key positions, Jordan Davis, AJ Brown. If you get injuries there is a chance, because always the NFC East is very competitive. Handoff. Antonio Gibson, sit down. Sit down. Let's go. Yeah, I'm very high on Minnesota, and you know me, I'm not usually wrong that often. I'm not going to be 100% right, but the reason why is coaching, and coaching really affects a lot of things, and it changes the culture. Zimmer was not in a good relationship with Cousins, and you got to think, if Kevin O'Connell could make that Rams offense and Cooper Kupp, as the number one guy, Justin Jefferson was like number 2 last year anyways, based off statistics. But if we can end up getting a little bit more production, it's going to be up to the O-line and the defense to step up. But also losing MVS and Davante Adams on the Packers, I could definitely see the Vikings winning the division within the first 3 years, but I definitely have them going to the playoffs this year. And even if they get a wild card, they're not going to be that far behind Green Bay, a game or 2 at most. So let's say Green Bay wins 13, good defense. Let's say Green Bay wins 13, Minnesota can win 10 or 11, no problem. They're that good. You got Cousins, underrated, probably the best quarterback with top 10 stats that's never been a top 10 quarterback. Look at his stats in the last 5, 6, 7 years. Pretty incredible. But he just needs a direction and needs a win in prime time. Kevin O'Connell can bring that. Dalvin Cook always gets hurt. Madison, one of the best running backs as a backup, but we need to see them stay healthy. All right. Justin Jefferson and Thielen, great, right? 2 of the best with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, a few others, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. There's a lot of, Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson. There's a lot of duos. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. I mean, I can go on and on and on about duos, Even also with CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup, there's lots of talent. Washington with the punt, but the Vikings within the first 3 years, they're going to go to the playoffs. It could be as early as this season, which I think it will. First 3 years, they're going to win the division, regardless if Aaron is there or not. Because I do feel there's going to be a little bit of a drop-off, because they went so heavy to Devontae and they went so heavy to Tyreek. There's going to be drop balls. There's going to be frustration. And then for whatever reason, if Quadzilla or Aaron Jones or Clyde Edwards-Helaire and then the rest of the running back committee for both of those teams struggle, there's going to be interceptions. There's going to be, drop balls. There's going to be yelling, obviously, with Aaron Rodgers towards his receivers. It's going to cause a little drama, and they're probably not going to be as pass-heavy as they were in past years. And if Aaron doesn't trust you, you're not going to get the ball. And that's the bottom line. But with Mahomes, if you drop a ball, let's say Juju, he will go back to him. So there's a little bit different maturity level, I think, with Mahomes and Aaron. I think kind of Aaron is living in his own world, in his own head. I think he's an amazing player, probably the most naturally gifted thrower of the football. But obviously, when we know you can win division titles left and right, and you can make excuses, you can't stop the run. It's a defense. I get to, against who? The Niners. And then the Niners go to the Super Bowl. Oh, you can't stop the run. All right, Buccaneers. The defense couldn't do their job. Oh, last year, special teams is booty. It was, right? But only throwing 1 touchdown pass at home is unexcusable when you're MVP 2 years in a row. You should be throwing for 2 minimum, but probably 3 or 4 touchdowns. Let's be honest. Niners defense was great, but with that being said, you're Aaron fucking Rodgers. You're not some fucking clown. You're not some just like garbage quarterback. You know what I mean? For all the accolades that you get, we expect you to step up, and instead of pointing the blame at the defense, score some more fucking points. I think that's what we all want. The legacy needs to be better. And obviously we know Drew Brees is gone. He's got 1. Russell Wilson's got 1. He'll get 2. I'm not sure if Aaron's going to get 2 before his career is up, especially now with a guy that was the top receiver in the league, Davante Adams, no longer there, and the absence of MVS. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, you can't take that away either. Just like Tyreek and Honey Badger, you're going to have to try to do it by players, by committee. And guys like that don't grow on trees. And that's facts. All right, Super Sticker $5 holla. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate you. Bang, bang, bang. Let's go, baby. Let's get it. Appreciate you guys. Now we get to see some Chiefs offense. Let's go. And I'll get you some pictures here on the next commercial break. Okay, come on, baby. Mahomes. I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of action from a lot of the starters. Kelsey. Nice, wide open. Shake and bake. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. So you got Orlando Brown, Joe Thuney, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, and Andrew Wiley. I do have some concerns about Wiley on the right-hand side, but everyone else I feel pretty damn good. Okay, right-hand side with Wiley, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Burton at fullback, Sky Moore, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Travis Kelce. And then they have Juju and a few other individuals that'll be making a name for themselves. But when you got Mahomes, I feel like more confident that the Chiefs are going to be better than advertised. You know what I mean? I think that they could still win the division, and I think they can win a playoff game. Okay, obviously we see a nice little duo there with Mahomes, and when you have Eric Bieniemy there, I feel comfortable with that. But with the Packers, I don't know. I mean, Romeo Doubs, and Christian Watson, I see that, and then old ass Randall Cobb, and then you got some of these other guys that are older. I'm not sure if you're going to get the same kind of production. I think there is going to be a significant drop-off in Green Bay, but not as much for Kansas City because the OC, I think, is a little bit better with Bieniemy. Mahomes, floater, just over his head. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, let's go. I appreciate. Well, I'm always ahead of the curve, and before the NFL Network and Good Morning Football start stealing my shit, then going through the film and looking at the coaches, because coaching for me, it's O-line, defense, O-line, D-line, defense coaching, and play calling, OCs, DCs. That shit is important. It's about building a culture, and I'm telling you, Kevin O'Connell and Nathaniel Hackett are going to be the two best young coaches going to new teams that are going to make a huge impact for Denver moving forward in the next 4 years, and Minnesota. You're going to see those teams elevate their games tremendously, and depending on what we get this year from Staley and the Chargers, don't be surprised if he's fired after this year, regardless if they go. Now, if they make it to the Super Bowl or AFC Championship game, that might be the only thing that saves their job. But if they don't make the playoffs, or they make the playoffs and lose in the first round, don't be surprised if they fire him and try to get someone better, which I feel they need to, especially with Herbert. You don't want to waste that, especially when he's in his prime. All right, Mahomes, first down and 10. Mahomes is looking good right now. Nate the Great in the building. How are you? Mahomes? Low pass incomplete. Well, they didn't play any of their starters. I talked to my best friend, Justin Graves. He's a big Bronco guy. He got Madden last night, was playing it. He said he got his first chance to play with Russ, and then he lost the first game, won the second one. But they already had talked last night that they weren't going to play any of their starters. So I had a feeling that they would lose pretty bad today. But it doesn't mean that they're not going to be a good team. I definitely think that they could be the second best team. I think you got the Bills at the top, but there is a possibility that the Broncos and Chargers could be right there underneath them. Same thing with the Chiefs and the Raiders, Colts. There's a lot of teams that are going to be battling. But right now, for me, Bills 1, all the AFC West teams 2 with the Bengals, and then the teams that are going to be looking up are the Colts, the Titans, Miami, and a few other teams, seeing what they might be able to do. But Bengals, AFC West teams, and then looking up at the Bills. And the Bills look like they're almost destined for the Super Bowl, especially when they've been close. And you can tell Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks. And they ended up getting, James Cook in the draft. Can that be the missing piece? Because I don't really like Singletary or Zach Moss. If the running game is good, including Josh Allen's legs, they're going to the Super Bowl this year. Shotgun set. Mahomes. Pump fake. Screen pass. There you go. There you go. Tightrope, 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 tightrope. Oh, they said he stepped out. First down, Chiefs. Let's go. All right, Mahomes. Finley in the building. How are you? Handoff. So it seems like I've watched it 20K subs stream 3 times. It would be nice if they would stay subbed. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've already hit 20K 2 times. This will be the 3rd time. But again, a lot of those Grossi Posse members that, subbed me in that raid, they took their sub away. So they were trying to maybe be cute for Tom. Yeah, look at me. I'm subbing. I'm making a difference. We did get $620 in donos, which is a lot more than most people get in a raid. Some people get nothing. They just get, views, to get their views up. But to get views and to get subs and to get donos and to get someone special like Holly, it meant a lot. Holly Hundo. Oh, I don't know what the hell that was right there by Mahomes, pass incomplete. But it's all good. Once I collab with Grossi, if we do that week 3, all of them will be back. But I want people that are going to stick with me. You know what I mean? And if you don't think I'm good enough and you don't like me and you like Tom better, that's fine. I'll get plenty of people that like what I do. And I'm going to give you a broadcast that is not like Tom's or anyone else's. And Tom and Clickbait Sports, they're the GOATs. They're elite. But just because people are at 100K, 200K, 300K, 800K subs, just because I'm at 20 doesn't mean I'm not as good as them. I'm just not getting pushed by YouTube. I should be at 100 right now, based off all my hard work. But I should at least be at 50. But it is what it is. My time will come. Mahomes, going long, going deep. Almost picked. Flag on the play. And there was another flag on the line. Sky Moore. And I think that might be holding on the offensive line, though. So this will probably cancel each other out right here. But yeah, it is a little frustrating, but it shows you that even with 20 people, right, or less, when you can make, 200 to 1,300 in donos, what other channel is doing that? Nobody. You know what I mean? Nobody. People on Twitch play video games and they can get donations, but you're watching someone play video games compared to someone that's actually putting in the work. It's not like I have the game on the screen behind me and you don't have to pay attention to what I'm saying, So I'm okay. Things are good, but, it is what it is. But I'm going to get to that 20K number. Hopefully then we can get to 21, 25, 30. I just have to be able to keep grinding it out. And maybe we'll end up getting more baseball fans and NASCAR fans to get me there. Because obviously, it's tough on the football end. Lots of competition. There's a lot of bad streams out there taking potential views away. And then there's also GOATs that get a lot of people like Tom. He gets a lot of people in the room. He doesn't have 100 people in the room. Sometimes he has 1,000. Sometimes he has 2,000. Sometimes he has 10,000. You know what I mean? I just want to be able to get to a point where I have 50 in the room at all times or 100, baby steps, but we'll get there. But yeah, it is frustrating, but it is what it is. I know I got a good show. I know I'm original. I don't copy anybody else. I know what my brand is, and I stick by that. And I have had to boot out a couple hundred people within the last 6 months too because of them being toxic. Even if they donate to me, if you're toxic, I don't need your donos. I want to protect the vibe at all costs. Mike in the building, how are you? Nate the Great. Ooh, what did you go fish for? Trout, catfish? What are we talking about? Where are you located and what are you fishing for? 3rd down and 10. Let's go Chiefs. Come on, baby. We need points here. Come on. Mahomes, shotgun set blitz. Going deep. Wide open. Go, go, go. First down. Chiefs. Move the chains. Chiefs Kingdom in the building. Let's go. I have a link. It's on NFL Network. So I'm not sure if you have NFL Network, Mike, but if you do, it's on there. If not, I have a link for you if you need one. Oh, some of their players, they were a little bit better than people, Nick Bolton, Willie Gay, they're good. Okay. Got Chris Jones, Frank Clark, George Karlaftis, the rookie. You got Juan Thornhill on the back end, and you also got Justin Reed. They'll be fine. Chiefs, Mahomes, boo, big hit right there. $5 dono. Trust me, they will be fine. Plus, they're going to be a team that's going to try to outscore you, just like the Raiders and the Broncos and the Chargers. Chargers, player for player, defense looks nice. But as far as the Raiders, all right, the Broncos and the Chiefs, there are holes there, but the offenses are, it's fire. They got a lot of firepower for all those teams in the AFC West. They're going to beat each other up. $5, let's get to a hundo. Yeah, well, also, you didn't have your starters in there. If you had your starters, you're not giving up fucking 42 points and let alone only putting up that little amount. Broncos are going to be fantastic this year. Chiefs, touchdown, Chiefs. Let's go. Boom. Jody Fortson with the touchdown. Bang. Let's go. Hey, message from a Golden Eagle. Mariners, baby. 3rd place in the American League. By the time the season's over with the easiest schedule here on out, we might pass the Yankees. Don't be surprised. We'll still be wild card, and I'm hoping for seed number 1. Play the Blue Jays, beat them. Play the Yankees, beat them, and then who knows? Maybe we can go to ALCS or DS against the Astros and fuck them up, but baby steps. Extra point is up. and it's good. But you can tell no one wants to play the Mariners right now. We are the hottest team in baseball, not named the Dodgers. And I don't think we're going to get Dodgers Mariners. That would be like a dream come true for me. But, if we get Dodgers Yankees or Dodgers Astros, go Dodgers. But I also have respect for the Mets, the Braves, and the Cardinals. And on the flip side, you got the Yankees. I don't give a shit about them. Obviously, with the Astros, they're the Chiefs-Stros. Mariners. I do like the Blue Jays. They're the only team I really can watch in the American League besides Mariners. But it's looking pretty good right now. Let's update the score. Good drive by the Chiefs. I like it. Yeah, I was thinking about streaming for like 12 hours straight today, but I figured, Bucks, I can watch that, spend time with Paisley. And like I said, I don't want to be tired for the night game for the Cowboys and Chargers, and I'm going to be streaming a couple hours after that. So I want to make sure that I'm not completely dead, for that particular game, because I'll be doing that and then also grinding a couple hours after. So, yes, absolutely. Seeing 11 as Minnie's high watermark, maybe that's how I view Kirk. Well, a lot of people don't like Kirk Cousins, like they didn't like Carr or Tannehill. And the reason why those guys were normally 11, 12, and 13, because they're not consistent. But I'm telling you this, Kevin O'Connell is going to make a big, big change with this team. And, if you end up looking, at, the stats, for obviously Kirk Cousins, it's a lot better than people understand. And I brought this graphic up, before. He's got the best stats, all right? He's got the best stats out of any player that's not a top 10 quarterback ever. We've never said, hey, Kirk Cousins is top 10. We couldn't even say Carr was top 10 until this year. Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, new head coach, Josh McDaniels, offensive line, shaky. Colton, we'll see what we can get with Colton Miller. Leatherwood's kind of garbage. Defense, besides Max Crosby and Chandler Jones, can anyone else stay healthy? But check this out. All right, for the Commanders, who are the Redskins going into the Vikings, listen to these stats. Obviously, when in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the last 7 years, okay? 4,166 yards, 29 TDs, 11 picks. The next year, 4,917 yards, 25 touchdowns, 12 picks. Next year, 4,093 yards, 27 touchdowns, 13 picks. Okay. Next year, 4,298 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 picks. Next year, 3,603 yards, 26 touchdowns, 6 picks. Amazing. Next year, 4,265 yards, 35 touchdowns, 13 picks. Ice. Next year, 4,221 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 picks. So in the last 3 years, he's gone 26-6, 35-13, 33-7. You're telling me that's not good? It's Kirk Cousins. We just don't, it's like the perception of the Cowboys and the Patriots. They want to brainwash you to make you think that he's not good. He is. You know what I mean? Maybe he's not worth $40 million a year. You know what I mean? But he's a good quarterback. He's just not top 10. There's other guys that are better. And if he can be more consistent in prime time, Dalvin Cook doesn't get hurt. Madison's there as a good backup. Got obviously Justin Jefferson, Jay Jetta, Thielen. It's about O-line and defense and changing the culture. So don't be surprised. Vikings could hit 11, but I wouldn't be surprised if they hit 12 or 13. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm always ahead of the curve. And you have to look at the schedule. Look at the Vikings schedule. There's a lot of winnable games there. Green Bay's worse. Vikings got much better. It's going to take time, but they could overachieve as soon as this year. But they are coming. And once Aaron's gone, it's Minnesota's division moving forward. Wentz, nice pass. First down. Commandos, move the chains. I'm not sure if the Raiders have good D. I wouldn't go that far. They have okay D. They have a long ways to go for their O-line and their defense. They got players, but besides Max Crosby and Chandler Jones, who else, honestly? They don't got guys that can stay healthy. They've gotten draft picks, over the years, but a lot of these guys, it's got to be like, position by position, and they got to help each other out. And so hopefully they can get that done. Robinson, gain for about 4 or 5 right there. 7-0 Chiefs. Kevin O'Connell, remember when I told you guys like 5 years ago that the best 2 young coaches were Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay, and I told you they're both going to win Super Bowls before their careers are over? You've already had Kyle go to 2, lose both, but one was against Tom Brady. The other one was against who? Patrick Mahomes. Kind of tough when you're coaching the Falcons and then you're coaching the Niners, okay? It gets tough. you know, when you go to the Super Bowl and you end up losing with Matt Ryan and then you lose with Jimmy G. But they will win a Super Bowl before his career is up. Okay? Kyle Shanahan and McVay already did it. And they were both under the Washington Redskin umbrella tree. So it shows you how stupid Washington is. They could have had Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. Sometimes people recognize talent. Sometimes people don't. Raj is at home in cold weather. Should be a huge advantage against the Cali team. You would think so, but obviously the Niners are disciplined and they got good players. I never count the Niners out. They are the one team every year that could crawl into the playoffs and with like 9, 10 wins, 11, and get all the way to the NFC Championship game when they're considered like the 6th best team. They don't care. You know what I mean? They can get to NFC Championship games and Super Bowls with guys like Jimmy G. What does that tell you? You know? A lot of good running game, a lot of good defense, and a lot of good coaching and play calling. Nice defense by the Chiefs. And no one knows how to exploit mismatches better in the league than Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. They are the two smartest, brightest young coaches. And next up, we got Nathaniel Hackett and Kevin O'Connell. I'm telling you. Holly's in the building. How are you? They were, but not anymore. It was too racist. The Karens and Kyles got upset. Most of the Indian tribes were okay with it. So they went from Redskins to Redskins, Washington football team, and then Commanders. I don't know what they're commanding, a lot of this, but it is what it is. Yes. 7-0 Chiefs. Let's go. Good. I'm glad the Yankees lost. Good shit. Trent Green, yeah, I know. It's always cool to be able to see some like former players that you remember watching that are out there. When I think Trent Green, I think of Dwayne Over the Rainbow and some of these other guys from back in the day. So, well, this coach will, because you got to think, if you got a white Caucasian receiver like Cooper Kupp that I thought was one of the most underrated with him, Robert Woods, Tyler Lockett, and DJ Moore, and he was able to get Cooper Kupp to be the number one receiver, you know, for a Caucasian receiver, it's pretty wild. Hunter Renfrow is very, very good as well, but normally it's dominated by the brothers. Let's be honest. It's normally Devontae Adams, you know, and then you got guys like Tyreek. Now you have Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. That's the future. But it shows you under good coaching, and if the guy is disciplined and a good route runner, takes direction and knows mismatches, Cooper Kupp will be open in that offense, just like Justin Jefferson and Thielen will be way more open this season. It's all about scheme and being able to find mismatches. And if you have a good play caller, which obviously Kevin O'Connell is one of the best. If they didn't have Kevin O'Connell, they wouldn't have won that Super Bowl last year. Facts. So, you know, you will be able to see what I'm talking about. I know it sounds crazy thinking Minnesota might win the division within the first 3 years. They might win the division this year, and they might actually get more than 10 wins. Sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, if they can get that O-line and that defense right, and they're getting a guy that just won a Super Bowl. So the culture has changed. Zimmer should have been fired 10 years ago. You know, so now they feel a whole new direction and vibe. And sometimes when you get a new quarterback or a new coach, you can go all the way year one. Tom Brady did it with the Bucs. Stafford did it with the Rams, and maybe we'll get something like with like Russ with the Broncos. You don't know, you know, especially when you get an offensive-minded coach like Hackett, and then you're also going to get an offensive-minded coach for the Minnesota Vikings and Cousins. And like I said, you're going to see everyone's production go up, but it's all about the O-line and the defense. That's what's going to take them further. If Minnesota wants to make an NFC championship game within the next 5 years, they have to address the O-line and the defense. Same thing goes with the Broncos, O-line and defense. They address those, we'll see what happens. But Russ is much better than Kirk. But like I said, I would take Kirk Cousins or Tannehill or Carr on my Buccaneers post Brady. I'm not going to get Carr. Cousins and Tannehill might be available. I want Dalvin Cook in the future, but we'll see what happens. 7-0 Chiefs. Handoff for about 1 yard there. You know, and like I said, I just try to be able to not be biased for what the media tries to tell you. They try to tell you Carr sucks. They try to tell you Tannehill sucks. They try to tell you, Kirk Cousins sucks. But then you have to look at the coaching, the O-line, and you have to look at the OC. Like, are they actually getting help? You know what I mean? Or are they like kind of winging it? You know what I mean? And if guys get hurt and everyone wants to jump on Tannehill, that's fine. But when you don't have your check down guy, Jonnu Smith, and a lot of guys get hurt, you know, Obviously, we know Julio was hamstrings for, spaghetti strings. They didn't get a whole lot out of their key contributors there. Floater. Yes. First down. Chiefs. Is that Blake Bell? Move the chains. Let's go. Sarah with a $5 earlier on. Appreciate you. Bang, bang. Appreciate you, baby. I'm going to throw up a Nyheim Hines for you. I like being able to throw up just random guys that I appreciate that are underrated. So let me get you. Because I obviously do with Michael Pittman Jr. and I do a lot of different ones. Second down. Sarah with a $5. Mahomes. Woo! Oh, right through his head. What happened to my hands? Come on, bud. And like I said, obviously not having Tyreek, MVS has got to step up. Sky Moore has got to step up, because what you're going to see teams do are try to exploit Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, and you're going to see more teams blitz this year than ever, because they know Devontae's not there. MVS is not there on Green Bay. And even though MVS is here, it's not Tyreek. And if Travis Kelce gets doubled or tripled, there's going to be opportunities for screen passes, draws, but Mahomes has got to make the right read, and the receivers need to step up. That's facts. Mahomes. Scrambling, gambling. Nice. First down, Chiefs. Great job so far. And I'm going to do this game, hang out with Paisley, watch a little Dodgers, Mariners, and my Buccaneers going against the Titans, and then spend time with her. Then I'll be back here tonight at 7 p.m. for the Chargers and Cowboys, and then we'll stream a couple hours after the game. So we'll be probably doing 8 or 9 hours total today. Three and a half here today, and then about 5 tonight. And then I got NASCAR tomorrow, Watkins Glen at noon. So we got a busy schedule, as always. First down and 10. Mahomes, play action fake. Going long, going deep. He's open. Oh, my. Good defense. Sky Moore, intended receiver. Wow. Let's put up Hines up here for Sarah. Ooh, baby. You're going to see a lot of that this year, too. Going to be a lot of like screen passes and, a lot of mixing and matching. We just have to see how the tight ends and the offensive line, can pair up, as well as the offensive line and the wide receivers. They're going to have to be really connected this year. O-line will be great, but what will the wide receivers and tight ends be for the Colts? Kelce, first down, Chiefs. Move the chains. I see you, Patrick. You're the man, baby. And also, don't be surprised if Travis Kelce ends up being top 10 in receiving with the wide receivers this year, because he's going to get more and more looks. Waller's got Devontae. Looks will be down. Mark Andrews is going to get a lot of looks like Kelce, because Lamar doesn't have anyone else to throw to. So you're going to probably get a good opportunity to get close to, 6 to 10 touchdowns for these tight ends, but it could be double-digit touchdowns possibly for Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce, and big stats just because those are the check down guys. End of the first quarter, 7-0 Chiefs. Let's go. Yeah, I like Moehrig, Trayvon Moehrig. They drafted him to be the man. You know what I mean? But we just need to be able to see if the guys can stay healthy. That's just really the bugaboo for Raiders. I love Max Crosby. I think he's one of the top 10 defensive players in the league. He's great. Chandler Jones is old, but he can still produce. So they can have a nice tag team there. And I'm glad that he's no longer on Arizona because you ain't doing shit there. Raiders have more promise than Arizona, in my opinion. And even though they want to call the Raiders the Cowboys of the AFC, there's a difference. Cowboys can't win games in the playoffs. Raiders can. So until they get Sean Payton, that comparison's booty. You know what I mean? Yeah, they compare them because of the discipline issues, but I think Raiders are going to firm up a lot of that, obviously, with Josh McDaniels there. That's facts. Right. But that's really going to be the difference between the Raiders getting first or second or third and fourth, the O-line and the defense. I love Josh McDaniels. I love Carr. Devontae, Renfro, I love. He's the best slot in the game, the most underrated receiver maybe in the entire league, Renfro, and he's starting to ball out to show people. Right now, Lockett's great. Obviously, I think right now, DJ Moore, Hunter Renfro, those might be the two guys that are the most underrated with Tyler Lockett. And there's a few other guys that will step up like Van Jefferson for the Rams, but I'm excited to see what the Raiders do. Offense is going to be great for the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Broncos, but it's going to be up to the O-line, the D-line, sometimes a little bit of the running game and the coaching. That's what's really going to depend and see how far you're going to go and what your record is going to be. Are you going to be 10 wins or are you going to be 13 wins? Are you going to be 12 wins or are you going to be that fourth place team with 9? A lot is going to be taken into consideration there, and that's facts. Oh, Clark Hunt in the building. Love that. Appreciate you. Bang, 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 bang. Sarah with the $5 early on. Thank you. And we hit $700 last night. So if we don't get a lot in this particular stream, I'm not too worried about it. It's just me doing the grind. Hopefully we can get to like 50 to 100 before the stream ends. But if not, hey, I'm going to be streaming later tonight and we'll have an opportunity then. And we hit 7 bills last night. So definitely I'm going to make sure I take care of Sarah and get her like a hoodie or a t-shirt. And like I said, I do appreciate Cyberpunk, Holly Hundo, all the goats that came through. It was awesome, and was not expecting a night like that. And it definitely feels good to be able to be loved and appreciated. So, especially when I'm grinding out 5 to 10 hour streams every day. Shout out to you guys, the goats. All right, time to open a beer. Mahomes? I like it that Mahomes is playing past one quarter. Like, getting him some time and some reps. We only play like 3 games. It's not like 5 or 4 where you can play the first half of the fourth. Like, you want to make sure not only you're doing it for the fans, but you want to get reps. Tyreek is not there anymore. So you want to make sure that you're giving plenty of opportunity for chemistry and actually a live game situation because the AFC West is going to be the best division in football. You got to get those reps in with MVS, Sky Moore, Blake Bell, all the other supporting cast members. You need to get those reps. So I know some people are surprised that Mahomes is still in there, but I wouldn't even mind if he played the first half, honestly. You want to get those reps in this game and next game. Mahomes, hands off. Good defense there.
Given us the opportunity to market internationally. We selected Germany and Mexico as the places we wanted to focus on first.
Shout out to everybody in the room. Oh, I know, right? Space Kitty, Holly Hundo, your alter ego. I'm happy Mahomes is in here. And it's better for us, too, because we get to see starters. We're not seeing backups. We're seeing what it would be like week 1, week 2. I love this. Mahomes, scrambling, gambling. He's athletic. He can get out of pressure and a potential injury situation. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes injuries are freak and they happen. But I think Mahomes is smart enough, you know what I mean, to if he sees something, he's not going to hang on to the ball and have someone go at his knees. He'll get rid of it. And you know what I mean? And sometimes you got to have a quarterback that knows that spatial awareness there on the field. But yeah, I'm super stoked that he's still out there. Streaming service, and we're delighted to be the Come on, Mahomes. Let's go, baby.
And also the incredible experience here at
Shotgun set. Mahomes steps up in the pocket. Get rid of it. Oh! Touchdown! Chiefs! Bang! Let's go. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, that's what you need. This is going to be a tough year, and they can finish in first place still. But even if they finish in third at 10-7, like the very worst, scenario, best scenario, 13-4. Worst scenario, 10-7. You want to see the chemistry with him. Woo! Thread the needle, young man. Woo! Thread that needle. Touchdown, Chiefs. Woo! Toe tapping, toe drag swag. Boom. I love that. Let's go. Bang, 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 bang. Let's go. I love it. Butker for the extra point. Extra point is up. And you know it's good. Right down the middle. 14-0 Chiefs. All right, Fortson. Nice job. Okay. I had a feeling that Mahomes was going to play more than just like one series. If you read, sometimes, the beat writers have a little bit of inside information, and that's what kind of they were hinting at. So sometimes they're full of shit and they don't know and they're guessing. But most of the time, if you get someone that's close to the team, whatever team they're covering, usually they have a little bit of inside information there.
Platform that helps you build, grow, and manage your portfolio easier than ever before. With Public's powerful tools, you control how you invest. You can seamlessly view and track your performance, create a customized investing strategy, and invest in stocks, ETFs, and crypto all in one place. Get the tools you need to build a better portfolio. Sign up and get up to $300 to invest on Public.com. The follow is the easiest home.
Yeah, and even though Tyreek and Honey Badger aren't there, there's three things that the Chiefs have that no one else has. Number one, Andy Reid. Number two, Patrick Mahomes. Number three, Eric Bieniemy. They will be able to outscore 90% of the league. Even if your defense is good and you're doubling on, Kelsey every time, Mahomes is crafty enough with Andy Reid and Bieniemy to be able to exploit you somewhere. On the linebackers, the safeties. Let's not forget Mahomes is still the truth and the real deal. And I know that Russell Wilson's up there. I know Aaron Rodgers is up there. I know Josh Allen is coming. Herbert's coming. Burrow's coming. To me, Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the league. So, I think there's a lot of players that are very, very good and very close to each other. But, if you had to pick one guy, obviously I'm a Duck guy and I would love Herbert, but you can't go wrong with Patrick Mahomes. And I know he hit the wall a little bit last year. Every quarterback does. You're not going to be able to be a Superman for your whole career. Sometimes you're going to hit a wall. And sometimes that's going to do with coaching. Sometimes that's going to do, with play calling. And sometimes that's going to be with injuries. But shout out to Jody Fortson. Woo! I got a crispy one of you, my guy. Crispy. So money. So crispy. Let's go. And I changed my look. If you guys notice, I was going to use my traditional Chiefs background, this one. But I said, you know what? I want to put in effort. I used this one already from last season. And I will use this one for games at some point or another. But sometimes you want to put in the effort and show the fans something new and different. So I decided to go this route. And I'm always looking for ones where it shows the field, where it has that diagonal view. Just looks the coolest. Get him. Sit down. Good defense. Let's go. Uh-oh, flag on the play. Cheers. Good old pineapple beer. Yeah, I'm always trying to, I don't like to be lazy. I like to make sure I'm, showing the fans the ultimate effort. And even if it takes me a half hour, to go through 5 different backgrounds, which it normally does, I try to make sure I look at each one and how it looks based on how I would be streaming. And sometimes, you're too close to the field. Sometimes you're too far away. Sometimes I'm blocking the field because it's like a drone shot. And sometimes it's cool to be able to find that one where it's that diagonal shot like this. It always looks the best. But sometimes I'm not satisfied. I'm kind of a perfectionist on like Holly and her artwork, Takes me time to be able to find the right look. And I don't want to just rely on old stuff. I want to make sure I'm doing new stuff as well. So face mask on Williams there. Let's see if Washington can get anything going. All right, come on, Chiefs D. And let's go, O. Let's see what we got. Run defense is going to be very critical for the Chiefs' success. I think that the passing game, I think that they'll be, halfway decent. Willie Gay, Nick Bolton in the linebacker position. Juan Thornhill, we'll see if he can stay healthy with Justin Reed. Obviously, you're going to have to hopefully that McDuff, Trent McDuffie's got to be big this year. You're going to have to get good results, but it's going to be really up to George Karlaftis, Frank Clark, Chris Jones. You have to get pressure. If you want the Chiefs not to get exposed at the linebacker, corner, and safety position, you're going to have to tip some footballs and stop the run. That's going to be the number one key for the Chiefs defense for me, stopping the run and getting to the quarterback. Help out your linebackers, corners, and safeties. Team tackling, that gang tackles, the dog piles. We need that. Odin Sun in the building. How are you? Are the Brewers losing to what, the Cubs? Is it bad? Phillies, Mets, Yankees, Blue Jays, Tigers, Angels, Cubs, Brewers, Orioles, Red Sox, Rays, Royals, and then we have boxing. Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk, 2. All right, here we go. Let's see Washington if they can get anything here. Chiefs Kingdom, that crowd is nice and hyphy. I like it. Let's see the Chiefs Kingdom. Get pressure. Nice pass. Go. Nice hit. First down, Commandos. Move the chains. Yeah, I think Mahomes is done. But to get, first quarter action and a little bit in the second, that's more than anyone expected. And I like that. You need to have those reps in there. Oh, nice to see Jody get onto a good connection. Nick Bolton right there as well. Love me some Nick Bolton. I'm a linebacker guy and a safety guy. So I already, I love those positions the most. I love corner and nose tackle and offensive line, but linebacker and safety are my favorite by far. We got a flag on the play. What's going on here? Fenton. Uh-oh. Yeah, Nick Bolton's going to have a big year this year. All right, 14-0. Andy Reid's out there. It's like, oh, hell. Woke up early, took Paisley for an hour walk. Make sure I spent some time with her. Ran errands, put $40 worth of gas in the vehicle. Gave her some money to be able to, buy some, whatever, charcuterie board type stuff, wine. And, and then the girlfriend's daughter's not here. So just me and Paisley. So I'm excited. And then we got the Mariners at the Athletics at 4:15, and the Dodgers are up as well. Napa know-how. Chase Young with the pole. Love that. Watkins Glen tomorrow. I'm going to be excited for that. I'm not sure if Chase really needs another win, but nice that he's got the pole. And Watkins Glen is always fun. So I'm definitely excited for that. And I know we're going to have good results. Every stream I do for NASCAR, besides like 2, have hit 1,000 to 3,000 views, which is good for me. So just got to keep it moving. And I'm excited. NASCAR has been very fun. And there's so much parity this year in NASCAR with all these first-time winners. Nobody really knows who's going to end up winning, even though we know Chase is the best right now. But there is openings that someone else could, possibly steal it from him. He's got 4 wins. Maybe it'll be 5 after today. But a lot of people with, 2 wins or 1 win. So definitely excited about that. And I'm excited to watch the Bucks. I know Brady's not going to be there, you know what I mean, but I'm still going to watch it with Paisley and spend time with her. And then I'll be back later tonight. So no, nothing on that side. But like I said, you know, we had a huge day yesterday. So, you know, if donos end up being a little light today, I mean, hopefully we can get to like 50 at the minimum. But whatever happens, happens. I mean, like I said, you're not going to be able to get 700 every day. And some days you're going to have streams that you're going to be at 50 or 60. And then you're going to have some streams where you're at 500 to 2,000. It just, you know, it's the nature of the beast. So we're still at 5, but that's quite okay. I did this for Holly and the Chiefs fans and myself just to be able to see Mahomes and the production. And then, like I said, I'll be back later tonight and we'll grind it out for another 5 hours later tonight, and we'll have good results. So 14-0 Chiefs. See if they can get some pressure on Wentz, and let's see if Wentz can actually do anything today. All right, here we go. Wentz, screen pass, good blockers downfield. Great play call right there. Gain of about 9. Obviously, they know Chiefs are going to be very physical, bring in some pressure. So the commandos are going to have to be very quick on all their plays. Screen passes, draws, they have to be very quick. They're not going to be able to, sit back there for Wentz to have 5 seconds to evaluate and go through 3 progressions. Not going to happen. And that might be the story all year. They're going to rely on running and a good physical running game and defense, not with Wentz's arm. They're not going to win too many games with Wentz's arm because Wentz's arm is a liability. 14-0 Chiefs. Commandos, handoff. First down, Washington. Move the chains. Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully Fenton's okay. Plus, I always like doing Chiefs games just because, like I said, if they're the number one supporting fan base, I'm going to try to take care of them throughout the whole year. So I'm probably going to do every Chief game throughout the year. I'm going to try to do a lot of Saints games and a lot of Eagles games as well. Even if that means sacrificing my own game for, someone else, I can always watch my shit later. And I don't have as many Buck fans on the channel anyways. So whatever's clever. I do want to try to do as many Bucks games if possible, just as long as it doesn't, interact with or counteract with some of the other games I'm doing. But I definitely would like to do every Buck game this year because this is going to be Tom's last year. Yeah, I was going to say, too bad he is out. What's the status on his injury? Anything new? Obviously, the best defensive player on the team, hands down. They're going to need him to have a fantastic year in Chris Jones. Handoff. Good defense right there. Sit down. Second down and 5. Love this photo. The fire in the background. How cool is that? All right, Spagnuolo. All right, good start for the Chiefs. Let's go. Well, you got to understand, Wentz is 1 year away from being a bench player for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have chances, and stats can say something. Like, his stats for the Colts last year weren't that good, but I don't think people really like him, and I don't think people play hard for him. I mean, he's really at the cusp. This is not the same Philadelphia Eagle, Carson Wentz hype out of college. This is like, you had some chances, you got hurt, you had some mental, health issues, but I don't even really think the Washington fan base likes him. I don't really think anyone likes him. He's more of a backup QB to me than a starter. But, he's going to have this year to prove that if they finish in third, he's done. If he finishes in first, then he'll continue to be the starter. But, I don't know if you're going to be able to finish first in this division, but they do have a shot. Them and the Cowboys are going to be decent. Maybe 8 or 9 win teams, but the Eagles, they look like they could be 10 to 13 win team this year. So we'll see. Third down and 10, and Wentz's arm is a liability. Shotgun set. Wentz, pressure coming, steps up in the pocket, sack him. Yeah, it's 12 noon. You know what time it is. It's time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. Yes. Let's go. He's like, oh, you tried to double team me? Nice try. I'm telling you, George is going to be good this year for you guys. He's got an endless motor, and even with double teams, he doesn't give a fuck. He'll keep going, and that's what you want, guys with endless motors. Just like Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, Aiden Hutchinson, you know, the guys with endless motors. Commandos with the punt. And you wonder why he got an A grade. That's the reason why. He can get sack lunches every game. And he ended up being a superstar for you guys. You know, Chris Jones is there. I don't really, you know, Frank Clark is one of those guys that was good in Seattle. But to me, he hasn't really lived up to the money or his name. I mean, if you guys didn't have Frank Clark and Chris Jones, you wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. But past the Super Bowl year, I don't know. Frank Clark is kind of wishy-washy to me. And I think this guy will be better than him, honestly. You know, because you got to think, Frank Clark, Seahawks, 3 sacks, 10 sacks, 9 sacks, 13 sacks. Okay, 2019, 8 sacks. And then 2020, 6. And then last year, 4.5. You're going to be able to get 4.5 out of George, probably within the first fucking 4 games. So, you know, Frank Clark, I see you, but you're about to get replaced. You know what I mean? Like, you can have Frank Clark, but, I mean, do you really need him? You know, not necessarily. But if you can have Chris Jones, George, and Frank, that's good. And there's a reason why he got an A grade. That right there. That's what I like to see. All right, man. Don't worry. I'm glad that I got to talk to you this morning, and I hope everything goes well for you. Keep grinding, keep hustling, and don't take that Broncos loss. They already announced that none of the starters really were playing, so you knew you were going to lose either by 10 or 30. You know, it doesn't really say a lot. And like I said, I feel that one of the teams that's going to be the biggest threat to the Bills is going to be the Denver Broncos this year with Russ. So have a great day at work, and I look forward to talking to you soon. I'll be streaming later tonight. Sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. EA Sports, Madden. I am still waiting for my recognition and my check. I mean, how dare you put that in the video game, audio, and on the screen? Come on, Madden. But it is kind of clever, you know. You just got to be able to try to come up with clever, you know, catchphrases, nicknames. You know, you got to be creative, like me and Tom. You know, there's not a lot of people that can be creative, or they just try to use the original nicknames, or they copy other YouTubers. You got to be able to come up with your own stuff, you know. Fitty for the kitty, you know, chaotic good. You just got to be able to come up with unique things that are your brand for Tom. And for me, it's, you know, it's 12 noon. You know what time it is? It's time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. You know, of the most is he's got great hands and he's got great legs. Like, you know, he just always is pumping the legs. And even when you get double teamed, he's still got the sack lunch because he can do spin moves and, you know, utilize his strengths. And he's really smart. And I'm excited to see what he does this season. All right, Shane is in. Let's see if we can get some more points here. Commandos sucking ass. I'm not surprised. Chiefs up 14-0. I'm not surprised either. 2nd down and 4. He's going to be one of the best, you know, rookies overall. Trust me. And one thing that's going to be a concern is the D-line, the defense, and the defense overall. And if you get that kind of production out of Frank, George, and Chris, you're going to be fine. And then it's just going to be the Willie Gay, Nick Bolton, and then, you know, the Justin Reed, the McDuffie, the Juan Thornhill. The back end might be a liability, you know, at times in the season. But if you get pressure up front, it'll hide some of those weaknesses that they have on the back end. And those guys will continue to get better game in and game out. And now it's going to be the O-line. Wiley on the right side kind of worries me a little bit. Go, 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 go. 1st down, Chiefs. And the running game is concerning a little bit for me too. So we'll see how that goes. Exactly. And I know, and I know this because I watch every Chiefs game. So I feel like I know just as much as the Chiefs fans. It's not like me talking out of my ass. I've seen his production. He's like, sometimes it seems like Frank Clark takes plays off, you know, and he did that in Seattle too. There's talent there, but Frank should be able to get, like, to me, for based off his name and who he is, he should be at a minimum of 8 sack lunches, 10 or more. He's that good. But when you end up getting 4, it's a disappointment when you have talent to get 8 or 10. That's what I'm feeling. George will be able to get, I feel, 8 or 10 this rookie season. So he will, 100%. And then if you don't pay Frank, goodbye. You don't need him. You can have George and Chris. So, but if Frank can give you, let's say, 7 this year, George gives you 10, Chris gives you 12, you guys could probably finish in first place, in the AFC West, because you have Pat, all right, you have Andy, and you still have Eric Bieniemy. So, but the running game will be crucial because teams are going to be blitzing you guys heavy, thinking that, hey, if we double Travis, who else are you going to go to? High throw, pass incomplete. So you're going to have to be able to have a little bit of a balanced offense, and you can be creative and do underhand passes and RPOs and mix it up a little bit. But not having that Tyreek big explosion play guy, you're going to have to run the ball more effectively this year moving forward. And if Clyde isn't it, and he's the RB2, you got to get someone next year, in free agency or in the draft. That's going to be crucial for your guys' success to make the Super Bowl again. So. Yeah. I mean, I did water polo when I was young. It was hard as hell. I had to be the goalie, I had to be the guy pumping my legs the whole time. And then it's crazy when you do like goalie in water polo. Yeah, you're swimming if you're in there and, you're throwing it around. But when you're goalie, you don't get to really break. Like your legs are, you're always moving. And then when they're coming at you to score, you got to kick your legs as hard as you can to jump in the air left or right to get, air to block. It's like a goalie doesn't have to worry about that in soccer. But when you're water polo, you're already tired. And then you have to jump out of the air with your legs. Yeah, it's not easy, but it definitely made me a very well-rounded athlete. Oh, is that Tommy? I just saw Tommy on the screen. Hey, Tommy with a punt. Boom, boom, shakalaka. Townsend with the, woo, Tommy with a punt. Wow. Bang. Let's go. What a punt by Mr. Townsend. Nice hair, handsome man. Great punt. Great punt. Maybe get some of those Chiefs haters off his back a little bit. Good job, Tommy. Good stuff. It's always good when you have a favorite and you want to make sure that they step up and play well. You will. Like I said, if you're going to games this year, there'll be other opportunities. Yeah, and like I said, I think that the minimum amount of sacks for George, if he gets like banged up a little bit throughout the season and he doesn't play all 17 games, I think his talent level shows me bare minimum 6. But I think honestly 8 to 10 is very accurate. But he's the type of guy that could get you 2 in a game, so it is possible for him to hit 10 to 14 this year. Because they're going to be doubling Frank, they're going to be doubling Chris a lot. So if he can use his legs, there could be a 10 to 14 opportunity, even though 8 to 10 sounds about right, 6 at the lowest. But I have a lot of belief in him. And, I've watched a lot of tape of him, obviously from college to now. So true. I totally agree. And I hate to say this, but Clyde is, I don't want to say it was a mistake picking him. Obviously, you could add Jonathan Taylor, but he's not an RB1. He's just an RB2. And he's a really good RB2. But with the fumbling problems and not hitting the hole, his vision, and not being able to put his foot down, he dances too much. I just think that he's more of like a complimentary back. You need a Kareem Hunt, a Nick Chubb, a Jonathan Taylor, a Derrick Henry. You need a Jamal Charles, a Larry Johnson, someone that's more a 3-down back. You know what I mean? And I think you guys will address it. You can do running back by committee, but if you want to win a Super Bowl, you need better than what you have right now, in my opinion. And I do like Pacheco. Is Pacheco He's wearing Tyreek's number, isn't he? 10? Fenton out. Wentz? Nope. Yeah, that's a Heineke from Heineke. You know, funny thing is, I think Heineke from Heineke, Taylor Heineke, Fenton in the locker room. Damn it. I think Heineke's better than Wentz. I know that kind of sounds crazy, but they play harder for him. And sometimes when you have a guy, that's well liked in the locker room, like a Gardner Minshew, people that, people were just talking shit about Jalen, but I knew he was the truth. But Gardner Minshew, you could tell there was some extra juice when a guy is well liked in the locker room and by the fan base. Everyone likes to root for the backup quarterback, especially if he's a good one. Screen pass. But Heineke from Heineke gives Washington a better chance to win. They won the division a couple years ago with him. And Carson Wentz might be a bigger name, but to me, Carson Wentz is a backup. Heineke's not necessarily a starter either. He's more of a backup QB. But if I had to choose out of the two, I'm going Heineke from Heineke, honestly. I think Wentz's career is fucked. I mean, he's just not here, not well liked. He doesn't produce. You're just going to be shooting yourself in the foot with him. Yep, I agree. Tommy. Heineke, ooh, going long, going deep. Ooh. Damn, I almost knocked over my shit there. Jesus. Wow. I got excited. Overly excited. I was like, microphone. I was like, ooh, good defense. Lawler's actually a Giants fan. He just does a lot of fantasy football, and he believes in Russ as much as me. So even though he's got Let's Ride, Danger Russ, he is a Giant fan. Well, yeah, they're going to have to go through their reads. Handoff. First down, Washington. Move the chains. What up, dude? Okay, I figured. Did he have a different number prior to that, choosing 10? Because I have another photo of him in a different jersey number. Maybe he switched. So early on or something. I had this another photo in this. It was a mistake or something by the internets and the interwebs. So I figured that's him. Let's ride. Let's ride. Watched AEW Rampage last night. Wasn't impressed. Like, they need to step their game up. If Triple H is, back, and I started to watch SmackDown. SmackDown was good. I didn't finish it off, but SmackDown was good. And AEW Rampage and Dynamite, they need to step up. That's my favorite brand, but they have been a little lackluster the last couple weeks. But, most AEW people will be, if they're biased, they'll be like, oh, it's a great show. AEW, fuck WWE. But I just like good wrestling. And if wrestling is good, I can say, hey, WWE Raw's good, SmackDown good, NXT is kind of like Rampage. It's like kind of hit or miss. And even Dynamite hasn't been that good, but I'm hoping that they can step it up. And then obviously I've been doing a lot of reading and film study too. Right. Well, obviously Tyreek, it's a big name to live up to, putting your number in Tyreek's, old New Jersey number. So Russ signed a jersey for Josh Allen. Let's ride. Hey, I'm telling you, the biggest threat, I think, to the Bills are going to be the Broncos and Chargers. Yeah, there's going to be the Chiefs and Raiders and Colts and Bengals. They're all going to be there. But I really think that the Bengals, they won it last year. They overachieved. They'll still be pretty good. We have to evaluate Burrow's injury. But I think Russ, with Nathaniel Hackett and Justin Herbert and the Chargers getting J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack, and, having Derwin James and Asante Samuel Jr., Rashawn Slater, Chargers on paper look like scary, but they are injury prone, and the coach I don't really like, so we'll see. I like Heineke. I think he's better. You know what I mean? He gives you a better chance to win. Yeah, he's an underdog, and he's not like a big name, but sometimes it's not about big names, it's production. Do you want a guy that's kind of a cancer to every team he's been to, and he's not well liked, and, he's a guy that, just doesn't produce. And sometimes when you have a narrative about you, it's hard to come back from it. And I never see Carson. He's never going to be a top 10 quarterback. Fuck, Carson will never be a top 15 quarterback. Carson will always be 20 to 32. That's his facts. Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't think he's cringe. I mean, some people might think he's corny. I don't think he's cringy. I think he's just kind of corny. And obviously, he's with Sierra, and Sierra had a baby with Future, the rapper, and so there's a lot of things going on in his life. But one thing that I can say for sure, he's more of a gamer than Aaron Rodgers. And if it gets to the playoffs, I trust Russ more than Aaron. And as far as short quarterbacks are concerned, him and Drew are the best all time. Drew ended with one. Aaron's going to end with one. Russ will end with two, maybe three if he's lucky. Justin Watson, 2 receptions, 53 yards. 14-0 Chiefs. Shotgun set. Chiefs bringing pressure. Nice pass. First down. Washington. How's it going, bro? Just watching the Chiefs game, grinding it out. Your weekend starts in 45 minutes. Nice. Yeah, I just got Paisley here. I think Megan is at the house, at her mom's. So she went up there. I think they're doing like a wine thing or, cheese and crackers and wine. The winos are getting together. I think all of them are hanging out. She left this morning. So it's just me and Paisley. Shotgun set. Chiefs bringing pressure. Nice pass. You can see the offense flows better with Heineke from Heineke. I think he's in there. But we got Buccaneers and Titans on after this, but I'll probably hang out with Paisley. Dodgers are on a little bit later. Mariners are on, and I'll be watching that. And then I'll be back for the Cowboys and the Chargers tonight, and I'll be doing a couple hours after that as well. So, and shout out to all the GOATs. $700 in donos last night. Go, 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 go. First down. Commandos. Move the chains. I think everyone does. Sometimes I just got to say something and it's like, oh, yeah, well, Wentz is not very likable. So, yep, I agree. Heineke. He's just got a better arm. His accuracy is better. His confidence is better. The players play for him harder. And look at body language when Heineke's in and look at body language when Wentz is in. It's completely different. You know what I mean? It's like when I see Zeke in there and Tony Pollard. Zeke is the popular name and it's Dak's best friend. And Jerry Jones is, pulling the strings. But a lot of times, Tony Pollard doesn't dance. He puts his foot down and the offensive line blocks harder. And it seems like they play better when Pollard's in, even though he's the lower name. And I know Zach is a Cowboy fan and he may attest to that, but I watch a lot of Cowboy games and you can tell a lot with body language from the teammates and the coaching staff and the bench. Oh, bad throw right there. Pass incomplete. Laundry on the field. Exactly. And that's what it comes down to. Selfish. Great player, maybe the most natural thrower we've ever seen, but that's what's really going to hold you back from winning a Super Bowl. Instead of, accepting blame, I fucked up. I'm the MVP. I fucked up. I fucked up the game. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, special teams garbage. We got a block punt. Crosby sucks ass. I get it. But when you're the MVP 2 years in a row, take some accountability instead of being like, I'm dating a witch. I did some mind-altering drugs, and I'm the reason why I got MVP, not Nathaniel Hackett. And you wonder why Devontae left. I feel bad for Packer fans, but I mean, I wouldn't want Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback. No offense. I think he's a great quarterback, first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's never going to win a Super Bowl from now until his career is over. Shotgun set. Chiefs. Nice. Ooh. What a hit. Boom. Roughing the passer. Man, fucking fucked him up. That's the shit I like. That reminds me of like Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp, and John Lynch. I totally agree. Saying, you know what I mean? And a lot of people that are football minds, a lot of these guys on TV won't say it. Or, Good Morning Football or Peter Schrager will watch the show and steal material from me and act like he made something up himself. You know what I mean? But sometimes, they say stats lie. Men lie, women lie, stats don't lie, but sometimes stats do lie. Like when a team is down by 30 and Kirk Cousins is throwing every single play and he gets to 300 yards, that doesn't mean necessarily he's going to get 300 every game. It's just like when they had Zimmer at coach, you were down 20, 30 every game. You're not going to run the football when you're down by 25, But I definitely like oh, shit. Big hit by 99. Wow. That might have been a little unnecessary there. Wow. 99. Boom. And then you also had another big hit there. Boom. They're laying the wood. It's like Warren Sapp all over again. I just had a flashback. All right, let's see. First down and 10. Come on, Washington. Let's see what you got. Heinicke. Nice. And, and honestly, it might, the thing is I don't think Washington fans like Carson. So if they were just like, you know what, we paid the money for you to come over, we fucked up. We should have just went with Heinicke. And that would have been the smart thing to do. You should have got more free agent help on the line at wide receiver and defense, but you decided to bring in a name, and the Colts fleeced you. You shouldn't have never got him. You should have just stuck with Heinicke. He's a better quarterback. Floater, incomplete. Yes, you do. There's everything on, and I'm full time now, so I'm streaming like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, if I didn't have Paisley here, I would do this game. Then I would do Mariners, Dodgers, and Buccaneers, Titans, and then tonight I'm doing Cowboys, Chargers, and then continuing it on. So, but a great day of sports. I'm definitely going to be watching Mariners and Dodgers very closely too. Chiefs 14-7. Third down and 7, 14-0, 21 seconds left. Let's see if the Chiefs can hold them here. Shotgun set, Heinicke. Good pocket presence. Touchdown, Washington. And my point exactly. Do you actually think Carson Wentz could have made that throw? Fuck no. He can't make that throw. Heinicke can. And if I was talking to Riverboat Ron, I'd be like, bro, I know you spent that money on Carson Wentz, but if you have Carson Wentz, you know what's going to happen? You're going to win like 4 to 7 games. If you have Heinicke from Heinicke, you're going to win 7 to 10 games. You have a chance, to surprise the NFC East. And I think you have a better chance to get to 10 wins with Heinicke from Heinicke, and you could win the division. You could, overachieve if the Eagles and Cowboys have injuries, right? Even though it looks like Eagles, Cowboys, Washington, and New York, right? But if you go with Heinicke, you might be right there with Dallas and closer to Philly than people think, because I think right now, Dak, with that team, you can win on the low end, maybe 8 or 9 games. On the high end, maybe 10, 11. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of in that range. Low end, 7, 8, 9. High end, 10 or 11. Washington, the most they're going to get is 10, but you're only going to get there with Heinicke from Heinicke. Do you have Carson Wentz? You're not going to hit 10 wins. You're probably going to hit somewhere between 5 to 9, honestly. You know what I mean? Because he's not a good quarterback. So I did see that. I saw that. Now you have to go with Baker and then Sam Darnold. So not a good look. See? People that know football and that play fantasy, and like I said, I've been watching sports since 1985, and I don't say dumb takes. Some people may not agree with me if you're a bandwagon guy, you know what I mean? But the film doesn't lie. Like, I watch a lot of games, and I treat every team as if it were my own. So why would I be like, Zeke, Zeke, Zeke? Why? It's not like you have Travis Frederick and Tyron Smith and Zach Martin out there together. You know what I mean? It's not the same from him coming from Ohio State in his first year when he balled out. They have 2 Pro Bowl linemen instead of 3, and Zeke ain't it. Zeke is overpaid, and honestly, you could move on from Zeke and get rid of him, but what is that going to do? It's going to make Dak sad, and Jerry Jones invested in him. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's not about popularity. It's about stats. Pacheco, you know what I mean? And I think Tony Pollard gives them a better chance to win. And I know it's not maybe popular Dallas fans, but it's the truth. He runs harder. The O-line plays better, and you can see body language is better when Pollard's in. And it's been like that, for the last couple of years. Now, can Zeke still get you 1,000 yards? Yes. Can Zeke get you 10 touchdowns on the ground? Yes. But if you give Tony Pollard the reins, he could get more. But they're not willing to do it until Zeke gets hurt, and that's sad. So, see, you're on it, man. You're no dummy, and you're a Cowboy fan. So, yep. Extreme. True.
All right, here we go. Karlaftis, improvement, sack celebration from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing the Colts don't have right now for sure is the wide receivers and the tight ends. They got rookies, Jelani Woods, and they got Alec from Cincinnati, and you got guys, Michael Pittman Jr., but it's not Reggie Wayne. It's not Marvin Harrison. It's not Dallas Clark. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to have to address wide receiver and tight end in free agency as well as in the draft the next 3 years. And if they can get the right combination with Michael Pittman Jr., they already got Jonathan Taylor, who I think is the best running back in the league. You got Quentin Nelson. You got Frank Reich. You got the right pieces there. O-line's good. D-line is good. You got Darius Leonard, but he's a little bit, he's the injured. He needs to get healthy. Quiddy Pay, DeForest Buckner. You can get more on the corners and the safeties back there. But they got a well-rounded team, and Matt Ryan is going to be better than Phillip Rivers and Carson Wentz. So I think they're going to win the division. But the wide receivers and tight ends scare me a little bit. But still, they could beat the Titans for the AFC South crown, and they could maybe win a playoff game depending on who they play. But it's not going to be easy. You know what I mean? They're going to have to build this team for a couple years, and hopefully Matt Ryan is still there. And then eventually they're going to have to replace Matt Ryan and stop going for these guys that are at the end of their careers, like a Phillip Rivers and like a Matt Ryan. You're going to want to develop a guy like an Andrew Luck and hopefully, a Peyton Manning, and hopefully they can do that in the next few years. But I agree. Yeah, and also it has to do with having 2 Pro Bowl linemen instead of 3. And sometimes those 2 Pro Bowl linemen now aren't healthy. It's like when you had Zach Martin, that's a first ballot Hall of Fame. Travis Frederick, he was awesome, right? And obviously Tyron Smith is great. But, the offense now with no Amari Cooper, you're going to have to go to CD and Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup is injury prone. And I love Dalton Schultz. The offense should be pretty good. And Dak is a top 10 quarterback. Dak is better than Kyler and Lamar. And I've been saying that for years. And some people that are Cardinal fans and Lamar fans and Ravens fans want to talk shit to me. But yeah, Lamar, he just doesn't got it, man. Like, he needs a true number 1 receiver there to help him out. And he runs too much. And Kyler just folds, obviously, in November and December. MVP in September and October. And then November and December come around. But Dak has continuously gotten better with bad coaching. Obviously we know Kellen Moore's got to go. And obviously you're the head coach, he's got to go as well. McCarthy's garbage. Once they get rid of those guys and you end up bringing in Sean Payton, you guys can get to the playoffs, win a playoff game, and then if you still have Dan Quinn with Micah Parsons, you can end up going to an NFC championship game possibly within 3 to 4 years after Sean Payton gets there. You know what I mean? But without Sean Payton, I'm not really too sure about the coaching besides Dan Quinn. I like Dan Quinn. I hate McCarthy. And Kellen Moore I liked, but after you called the draw with 15 seconds left with no timeouts, you're not going to get a head coaching job ever. And that's just the truth. So, yeah. But, I mean, Michael Pittman Jr. to me is a wide receiver 2 playing wide receiver 1. If you had somebody better to complement him, then you're going to get more. But, I mean, not a lot of people are going to be like, oh, my God, Michael Pittman Jr., he's good, and he's going to put results up. But to me, if you had a Reggie Wayne there or a Marvin Harrison, no one's going to be talking about Michael Pittman as a 1. You know what I mean? He's a 2. You know what I mean? There are certain guys that can be 1s, like Chris Godwin, you know what I mean? Or Adam Thielen, you know what I mean? There's certain guys out there that could be those guys, but then there's also guys like T. Higgins, who's a 2. If Jamar Chase wasn't there and you put Higgins as a 1, he's not going to be able to be like a true 1. He's more of a 2. You can put up 1 stats maybe, but that's just where I'm coming from. So,
as a Main Street bank, PNC has helped over 7 million kids develop their
yeah, Shaq Leonard,
through our Grow Up Great initiative.
Shaquille Leonard, yeah, Darius Leonard.
Providing billions of dollars for affordable home lending programs.
I don't think Dak is overrated. I think he's been getting, the main problem is with you guys is coaching and it's play calling and obviously being able to have the defense, obviously they stepped up and they, were much, much better, but before Dan Quinn was there, they were bad. So they're going to be able to score points, but Amari Cooper not being there, that's going to be a big hit. Randy Gregory, that's not a big deal. He was, getting a lot of late penalties and kind of fucking you guys up on the defensive side, but at least you got some key pieces there. But for me, it's coaching. And, for me, Dak is top 10. You watch him and you can say whatever you want about him, but I think, you need more. And like I said, you need more on the offensive line, another receiver to be able to complement Dalton Schultz and obviously CeeDee Lamb as well as Michael Gallup. But the defense, like Trayvon Diggs, they're like, oh, he got 11 picks. Yeah, but he got burnt every fucking game. And I was watching training camp. He was getting burnt by like the second string tight end. So it's like you can get a lot of picks, but he's not a top 5 corner in my book. I think he's somewhere between 6 through 10. He's good and he has good hands, but he can't cover. He gave up the most yards out of any corner. So I watch the games. I know, but you might think Dak is overrated, but I don't. I think he's the 10th best quarterback in the league. And I would take Dak over Lamar and Kyler. Lamar and Kyler are the most overrated quarterbacks in the league. And you got to look at Dak when he first came in. Are you getting better in the red zone? Are you getting better on third down? and he's a leader. You know what I mean? And I would take Dak on my team on Tampa over Kyler and Lamar in a heartbeat. And I think Lamar is better than Kyler if we're going that far. So
Time for best moments presented by NFL All Day.
I don't think he's got a low football IQ. You watch the games too, but I watch the games a little bit differently. I watch it from a defensive perspective and an O-line perspective, and I obviously watch it, and it's your team, and you can have that opinion, but I honestly think if you had Sean Payton there, you're going to be going a lot further than McCarthy, and you're going to go a lot further than Kellen Moore. That's the problem. You know what I mean? You can say Dak. Dak's not the problem, okay? The problem is McCarthy and Kellen Moore. So, you can agree with me, you can disagree with me, but if you get Sean Payton, you'll see how much further you're going to go, especially if Dan Quinn is there as well. And I don't think he's got a bad football IQ. I think Dak is actually pretty smart. And you got to think Dak was, if anytime you get a quarterback, or a running back like AK-41 or Dak, that was like a third or fourth rounder, what the fuck do you expect? He's not first pick in the draft, so he's obviously overachieved and did a lot better. You know what I mean? So you might be frustrated, with all the outcomes at the end, but a lot of it's not Dak's fault. You know what I mean? A lot of it has to do with coaching. So, yeah, well, obviously the play call came in from the sideline. Mark McCarthy sucks. He's garbage. No one wants him. If I was a Cowboy fan, I'd be fucking embarrassed. Kellen Moore had some promise to be a head coach, but bottom line, out of those three, I mean, where's the football IQ with that? You know what I mean? Like, you want to blame Dak a little bit on that play, fine. You know what I mean? But that should have never been a scenario. No timeouts left. You know what I mean? You should have won that game against the Niners, but it just shows you the Cowboys are kind of cursed on top of that too. You know what I mean? It's just that reoccurring theme of losing and losing and losing. And then Cowboys fans, it's our year. But in your head, it's not your year. You know what I mean? It's like, you got to get that figure there that can let Sean Payton have the reins and let Jerry Jones have less control. But we're probably never going to have that unless Jerry dies, and he's not going to sell the team. You know what I mean? So for me, I think that you'll see Dak take the next step if you get rid of McCarthy and Kellen Moore. I think that you'll be able to see a little bit better of a team. But like I said, you're probably not going to have that happen. You're probably going to have Zeke keep running the ball. You're going to continue to, have problems in the postseason. It is what it is, but I do hope that the Cowboys can get better. But, that's just my opinion. You watch the Cowboys, but so do I. You know what I mean? And we may agree to disagree, but like I said, there's certain things about the Cowboys I like. But again, I follow every single team as if they're mine. And, I'm putting in like 16 hours a day. So I'm not saying that you don't know what you're talking about, because you do. And obviously you do have some valid points. But Dak really hasn't been the problem for me. You know what I mean? Like I said, I would take him on my team in a heartbeat. And I think Jalen Hurts is kind of a Dak 2.0. It really does come down to scheme, play calling, defense, O-line, and obviously if you don't even have the right running back in, that's a problem too. Because Zeke for me is overrated. And I know a lot of people love him. A lot of Cowboys fans love Zeke, but I mean, like you can realize, Tony Pollard to me is the better running back, but he's not a popular name. So we'll see. We'll see how it pans out for you guys. But I don't know if I really see the Cowboys in the playoffs this year. I'm thinking, maybe 8 or 9 wins, best case scenario, maybe 10. You know what I mean? But we'll see. It all depends on the defense, the play calling, Dak, and then obviously not having Amari Cooper. CeeDee Lamb could be the number one, but I do worry about injuries with CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. And Dalton Schultz I like. There's a lot of pieces I do like on the Cowboys, but we'll see. But I'm a little bit higher on Dak than you. It sounds like you don't like him that much, but I do. I think he's solid. I'd take him over Kyler and Lamar in a heartbeat. But also, too, with Lamar, if you got a number one receiver like DK Metcalf, then a lot of these, problems that people are talking about will go away. Because, I mean, they don't have anybody. They had Hollywood Brown. He's gone. And he had 7 touchdowns a year for 3 years in a row average. It's just like they need someone to go to other than Mark Andrews. But again, the main reason that, Lamar isn't as good is because they don't have Marshall Yanda. You need to have, those Hall of Fame linemen and Pro Bowl linemen. As soon as Marshall Yanda retired, they went downhill in the shitter. You know what I mean? And they are a good organization, the Ravens, year in, year out with Harbaugh, but they haven't really addressed. They've been drafting wide receivers and offensive linemen, but those guys haven't panned out. And they need to be able to get somebody as a true number one receiver to help Mark Andrews out, but also to help Lamar out. So he doesn't just look at Mark. He's doubled and he runs. You need to go through your second and third progressions, and we'll see if Bateman can step up. But, I mean, I don't think the Ravens are going to be that good this year, personally. So Tyree in the building. How are you? I just got a message from Riggs, my NASCAR guy. I think Kurt Busch is out for the year. Yep. All right, so he says that Kurt Busch is out for the year with the concussions, which means that he renounces his playoff spot. Damn. And making Truex now in without a win. Wow. So now Truex, and then also, I have to look at the standings here. Space Kitty, thank you so much. I appreciate you. $15 dono. I'll get you some Space Kitties and Tommy here in just 1 second. That sucks. I mean, concussions is what ended Dale Jr. there. Let me take a quick look. I got to go to my NASCAR. All right. So Ryan Blaney and then Truex were in second and fourth, and they were right there. But the cutoff point in the playoffs. And yeah, I mean, that sucks for Kurt Busch. Hopefully he can get okay. And Ty Dillon will step up for him. But that one win, gosh, I mean, Martin Truex Jr. probably feels good, but now Chase, ended up getting the pole. So we'll see what happens in Watkins Glen and Daytona. But I imagine Martin Truex Jr. and Blaney feel pretty good now. So yeah, I mean, I'm putting in the grind. I mean, we hit 7 bills in donos last night because of, a lot of people, Cyberpunk, Holly Hundo, and a lot of other people. And I figured, I'm going to hustle and grind every day. I'm not going to be lazy. I'm going to, do 5 hours every day. And, I know sometimes I'm going to need a little bit of a break, but I can do a break in between, before or after, and I'm spending about 16-hour days, dedicated to this fucking craft. And it feels good doing it, man. $20 in donos. Let's get to 50. Let's do it. And let me get some Space Kitties up, and we'll get some Tommy up as well. Fortson, come on, get your names right. Come on, Mooch. Stop having dementia. $14-7 Chiefs up at halftime here. And get you some Tommy Love. Carl Aftis, baby. Telling you. He's gonna be the best rookie out of all of them. Like, you can tell, the guy's got a motor, and it's rare to have Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa legs motor. Yeah, those guys get hurt a lot because they have that endless motor, but it's like not many guys, they pump those legs, and I like seeing that. It will lead to injuries at some point just because he's going to be pumping those legs. So much physicality, but he's going to get a lot of sack lunches, and that's what they need because we can't count on Frank Clark.
Who are those guys going to be? And I think all that takes care of the second half.
All right, third quarter. Pacheco in the end zone.
All right, let's check in with Kimmy.
Hey guys, we said it was a great first half, and I said that to Coach Andy Reid, and he said, "Hey, don't say that quite yet because what we just allowed at the end of the first half." He said, "In the second half, our goal is to not have that happen. Absolutely no penalties whatsoever." But to end on a fun note, I said, "Coach, how good does it feel to be back here?"
I'll get you some more photos as well once we go into commercial break.
It's electric. There's absolutely nothing like it.
Terrific stuff. Thank you so much, Kimmy. Reed always looking for perfection.
Wide open. First down. Chiefs. Move the chains. Space Kitty, $15 dono. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Bang, bang. Appreciate you.
Forget about Powell. Those two guys that not only are they good at special teams, but they're guys I can trust. When your starting quarterback says that about your backup wide receivers, that makes
Pass incomplete.
if you're one of those guys in terms of making this roster.
Gordon, he's a vet. Gordon, at the peak of his NFL career, was as good as any wide receiver in the National Football League. He's in a real battle to make this football team because of the depth of wide receiver.
Well, and that's true. And he's a guy that put up some impressive numbers early in his career, ran into some problems off the field.
Appreciate you.
A number of times got him that
$15. Holla, baby. All right, here we go. 2nd down and 10. Pump fake. Run it, baby. Go, go, go. Ooh, he got down just in time. There we go. He was trying to target for his head. That's a penalty. Targeting. 1st down, Chiefs. Appreciate you, Space Kitty.
Well, it's been called a couple different ways. Remember last week against Chicago, it wasn't called when Fields took off and ran, and then this one here is called. You could debate that if you're Washington, saying that Michelle started his slide too late. And if you're Washington, Kansas City, you say, well, he went up in the neck and head area, and that's why the penalty was called. But this gives the Chiefs great field position, and Michelle was able to come away from that hit not being it.
Oh, tip pass. Intercepted. Oh, almost intercepted.
That's Mathis, the rookie. 98, and he's trying to pick that pass up. It'll be 2nd and 10.
But already getting back to Josh Gordon, the one thing that Patrick Mahomes said is that he's showing more consistency this year. Last year, the reason why he didn't get in as many plays as what maybe people thought he should have. It's just that consistency part. He said he's been more consistent.
Appreciate you. 2nd down and 10. There we go. Rojo, former Buccaneer. He probably will get cut. I mean, he's just so far back on the depth chart, and he was decent at USC. Couldn't really find his rhythm with my team, and I'm not really sure if he's going to make the squad for you guys. And if he does, I mean, it could be a nice running back by committee with Rojo and Clyde Edwards-Helaire and all the other guys that you got. But, I mean, we'll see. All right, Bushell, let's go.
Two guys that are smaller, a little bit more shifty, catch the ball out of the backfield. You look at your power runners, you got Pacheco, who's been the star at camp, the late round draft pick, and then you got Ronald Jones.
Bills 42, Broncos 15. Get rid of it. Nice effort. And then the Lions won 27-26. That sucks. 1 point loss for Sarah's Colts. And then it's 14-7 now. And then we got the Buccaneers and Titans on NFL Network after this, which I'll watch with Paisley. And then I'll watch Dodgers and Mariners. And then also Raiders Dolphins on at 4. Steelers Jags on at 4. And tonight we also have the Cowboys and the Chargers. And we also have Niners Vikings at 4. Steelers Jags at 4. And then Cowboys Chargers at 7. And then tomorrow we have Eagles Browns at 10. Bengals Giants at 4. Ravens Cardinals at 5. And then Monday's Falcons Jets. Field goals up. And it's good. $17-7. Chiefs.
No. He's switching his choice cashback category to gas. The road to college can be emotional. But also
Yeah, what it do, bro? I work quick, dude.
I just haven't been feeling myself lately. I've been trying to find a better way to save my money, but I keep dragging my feet. Oh, sorry.
I'll tell you who that dude is, and it's not Jody.
Oh, no. What a surprise.
Jody's all right, but not this. This is the best player in the draft. McDuffie will be good too, but this is going to be the impact guy that will make the biggest difference for you guys this season and every season moving forward. Facts. Tommy, Space Kitty, all for Holly, I'm trying to find that Marvel one again. Oh, I got a brand new one for you, Holly. One from, oh, wow, look at this one. Commercial break. It's a brand new one. I haven't posted this one before. So we got this one's fire. This one's like HD 4K. That one is Aaron Rodgers' cat with his witch girlfriend doing some hallucinogenic drugs. Okay. There we go.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of all audience. Any of the use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
All right. We got Patrick Mahomes. We got Chris Jones. A couple of future Hall of Famers. And I believe that's Travis Kelce with them as well. So why not make it three of them? Just a little bit of talent in that group.
Well, and here's the you can tell they're joking around right now, but
Marvel Cat.
all those guys over the last couple weeks and setting the standard, those are the
Let's go.
This is a young team, and talking with both Chris and Travis and even Patrick got in the mix.
But I do like Jody Fortson, though. But George Karl laughed. That's the truth, baby.
He's 33 years old. We try and give him rest, and he doesn't want rest. He wants to be out there.
All right, let's go, baby. Let's go, Chiefs. 17-7 Chiefs. Get him. Woo! Big hit. Sit down. Chiefs, special teams and defense bringing the heat. Okay. Bringing that swag like Kenny Omega. Love it. And the Young Bucks, baby. This Chiefs team is going to be fun to watch, and I'm excited for their future. And, like I said, everyone wants to just think that it's like, oh, they're going to be third place or fourth place. I mean, let's pump the brakes a little bit. They're a great organization. And if you look at all the teams that are in the AFC West, and if you could really look at the very, very top with the Hunt family and trickles down, this is going to be the one that you would want to follow and be a part of. Kimmy checks. I see you. Mahomes. How are you, bro? He is that dude. Dude, he's going to do it. He did it in college. I don't know if you watched him in college or not, but he's going to do that all season. You know what I mean? Where he gets doubled, tripled, single coverage, spin move, and he's going to keep, pumping those legs. And we saw Trayvon Walker get a sack lunch in his first game on the Jags' first pick. We saw Aiden Hutchinson. He's the truth. He's going to be Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa. But George Karl Aftis has a chance to be just like on that same level, as an Aiden Hutchinson, even though he'll be the more popular name. But, there's a chance that, we're going to get 8 to 10 sack lunches from George, and maybe even more. He might get 10, he might be 11. I mean, he's that good. There's a reason why he got drafted where he did. And I like him a lot. He is one of my sleeper guys that's going to be like, people know he's good, but I don't think they think he's like 10 sack lunch good. 8, 9, 10 sack. They think, in most people's minds, they think he's like a 5 to 6 sack lunch guy. I think that's like the minimum, the bare minimum. 8 to 9 is kind of the wheelhouse. 10, but there's a chance that he gets over 10. I think he's going to be a hard guy to guard one-on-one. I don't know, but I need to meet them. Yeah, probably, right? For sure. Okay. Going long, going deep, pass incomplete. We will. I'll hold it down. Love me some Mahomes. It's going to be fun. AFC West, Carr, Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Herbert. It's a dream come true. I mean, it's obviously not great for, the teams that are already there, like the Chiefs having to see Russell Wilson, come there, and Devontae Adams come, and the Chargers getting better, adding J.C. Jackson and Khalil Mack. But it's going to be a lot of fun moving forward. Commandos with the punt. Ooh, big tackle. Jameson in the building. How are you?
All right, thanks so much, Patrick, the MVP, Super Bowl champion, Patrick Mahomes.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I already told everyone.
All right, is there any other games that I should be watching for baseball?
Yeah, and it's from the most reliable
All right, what's I gotta look at the scores. Anything, Sarah, that I need to be watching? Guardians, White Sox, Rays, Royals, Orioles, Red Sox, Cubs, Brewers. They have boxing, Anthony Joshua, and I don't really give a shit about that. But there's a couple baseball games. Let me look at the scores to see if anything is good. Brewers 3, Cubs 2, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Ooh, maybe I'll click on that. And then what? Red Sox 1, Orioles 0, Rays 4, Royals 0, White Sox. Guardians is delayed. Blue Jays beat the Yankees. Yes, that's good for the Yankees to lose, but the Blue Jays are right there with the Mariners. Mets beat the Phillies. Tigers beat the Angels. And then we got Reds, Pirates, Rangers, Twins. I don't care about that. Ooh, Astros, Braves. That'll be go Braves. Go Braves. All right. Mets, Phillies, doubleheader. Mariners, Athletics, go Mariners. And we got Dodgers at 6:10 against the Marlins. Go Dodgers. So, Jameson, you guys going to beat the Astros today? I hope so. All right, 3-2. Brewers are up. But the Cubs have 2 guys on in the bottom of the ninth. First and second with 2 outs. Maybe I should turn the audio up. Hold on. Royals are getting no hit through 5. I mean, when you are a fanatic, I mean, you watch everything. It's like baseball, basketball, football, wrestling, NASCAR, whatever. And if the Brewers lose, all the Packer, Milwaukee Buck, and Brewer fans are going to be pissed today. Cub fans are going wild there. See if they can do it. I have it on there. All right, 17-7. Chiefs. Yeah, Megan's in Ridgefield right now, Zach. She's hanging out with the aunties. Rojo, kind of a failure for Tampa Bay, but halfback toss, fake. Nice play. Woo! First down, Chiefs. All right, 3-2 Brewers. Runners on first and second, bottom of the ninth. 2 outs. I don't know if the Cubs can win this, but we'll see. Shotgun set. Get rid of it. Floater. Incomplete. Nice. And you know what? If they decided to go Malik over Tannehill, I wouldn't be mad. If Tannehill's already on the way out this year and Malik is the future and he shows enough that he's the guy, why put Tannehill in there for 4 games, 8 games, 10 games when Malik is taking over? And I know you could say that with Desmond Ridder and Mariota, and you could do that for Kenny Pickett and Trubisky, and they're going to go for the vets first. Tannehill, Mitchell Trubisky, they're going to go for Marcus Mariota. But if those guys are playing better or just as good, you can go Malik, and I wouldn't be mad. Nice pass. Ooh, big hit. Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon gets suspended for weed for like 27 plus games. Then you get someone like Deshaun Watson, 11 games, sexual misconduct. Bullshit.
Jeremy Reeves there, 5th-year man out of South Alabama.
Gordon on the slant.
I got an old Josh Gordon photo, but still it's Chiefs.
They're saying helmet to helmet potentially.
Was it helmet to helmet?
Clete Blakeman didn't give us a description on it. He just said it was a personal foul. So that's what we're going to have to go with there. Is that it looked like maybe a helmet to helmet.
1st and 10.
First down and 10. Shotgun set. Rochelle intercepted. Oh, he dropped it. Washington being Washington. Wow. You got lucky there. That guy had an easy pick. Washington being Washington. And he got hurt. I think he fell on the football. Probably got the wind knocked out of him. Elder. Playing like an elder. How do you not catch this? Washington. It's in your hands. What happened to my hands? And that's why you don't play wide receiver and you play corner or safety, because you can't catch. You're cut. See you later. Hey, I'll take Tannehill. I'll take Tannehill on Tampa Bay. I'll take it. I don't necessarily want Tannehill Cousins money to pay after Brady, but I mean, I like Gardner Minshew a lot. And I know you're a Washington State guy. I love him. I would love for him to be on Tampa. He might be the most underrated quarterback in the league, Gardner Minshew. He's got the swag. He's confident, and he's a gamer. And people like him. They play hard for him. Love Gardner Minshew. What's up with Gardner Minshew? Zach, you have any information for me on your Washington State Coug product? Brad in the building. How are you? Wow, the Cubs, they just tied it 3-3. Wow, bottom of the ninth. Runners on first and third with 2 outs. What a clutch play. Cubs fans are going wild. Wow. Brewers about to fuck it up again. And they're like, we don't got Hader anymore. And he's fucking shit up on the Padres. But I looked it up. Hader still got the most saves in major leagues, even though he sucks now. Still has like 25 plus saves, like 28, 29, first in MLB. Rochelle, go. First down, Chiefs. Move the chains. Flag on the play, probably holding on the O-line. Just lose and sell his merchandise, yeah. Well, with the Seahawks, they're going to be bad. I mean, the fans are already turning on them. But like I said, they're doing it on purpose. There's no point in getting Jimmy G when you want to be a top 5 pick and you're trying to get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. You know what I mean? You're trying to get Alabama's quarterback or, somebody, or, you probably can't wait for Arch Manning. You know what I mean? I'm hoping Arch Manning will go to the Lions, but you're definitely looking at Bryce Young. And if you have a shit year and you win 4 games or less, that's a good thing. You don't want to get Jimmy and win 7. Then you're going to have to be like 11th pick in the draft and trade up. And then you're losing out on potential other pieces that you can get better at. 3rd down and 19. Look out. Pass incomplete. I like Minshew a lot, man. And I even know Eagle fans were like, they weren't really too impressed with Jalen. But I was like, dude, you guys don't have the proper pieces in place. And you guys, kind of crawled and scratched your way into the playoffs. And then they were like, Jalen sucks. I was like, why? Because you guys thought you were going to beat Tom Brady? You weren't going to win that game last year. You know what I mean? But a lot of haters. I think a lot of the younger Eagle fans, I don't know, they don't maybe have enough experience watching football, but the older Eagle fans understand it's a process. It takes time. And, getting Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, A.J. Brown, that's going to help. But you still have problems at running back. Field goal up, and it's no good. Rare miss by Harrison Butker, the butt kicker. Harrison, why? Was it a good hold? And it's wide left. Wow. Jesus. I could kick like that. 17-7. Chiefs. Dude, I love Minshew. I've loved him. As soon as I saw him play against Oregon, and I can just tell certain guys that are gamers, and, he can have a mullet, he can have a mustache. I don't care. Uncle Rico and him, it's just a cool vibe. And like I said, he plays with a lot of passion. And like I said, I just like it because he makes people believe in him, and you should believe in him too. And I mean, I would take him on Tampa Bay, but I don't know about Kyle Trask. We'll see how good he plays today. I mean, last week he played pretty good. It is what it is. But I don't think Kyle Trask is good enough to lead Tampa after post-Brady. And obviously, Blaine Gabbert isn't good enough either. But, I mean, Cousins, Tannehill, they might be available on the market. And like I said, I'm not going to be Super Bowl contender after post-Brady, but I could be a playoff team. And there's going to be a big, downgrade. I get it. That's why it's really, crucial to be as good as I can this year. But, I mean, with all the offensive line injuries, I don't think we're going to make the Super Bowl, let alone the NFC Championship game today. This season. Rams 1, Bucks 2, and then you got Packers, Saints, Eagles, the next tier, and then you got obviously the Niners, and then you got the Cardinals, and my sleeper team this year is Minnesota. That's going to be the best team that people are not seeing. It's going to be Kevin O'Connell. It's coaching. And on the flip side, again, you got the Bills at the top, all the AFC West teams, the Bengals, the Colts, and then, maybe a little surprise from the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Dolphins, but we have to kind of wait to see how things progress. Bases loaded, 3-3, Brewers and Cubs. I mean, as soon as the Brewers lose, all these people are going to come in here or they're going to start messaging me. I hope not. Hopefully they can find a way, but it's not looking good.
Start investing today. Public.com.
Yeah, let's talk about Minshew photo. I love him.
Chiefs football is brought to you by Ain't As Good Hot Sauce and Barbecue Sauce. The micro-batch hot sauces and barbecue sauces that really bring the heat. And they are perfect for your Chiefs tailgate. Ain't As Good as the official sauce.
And I honestly think Minshew, if you're talking about production and whatnot, I mean, I think he can give you, similar production than some of these other guys that are stepping up and playing, like Mariota, you know what I mean? Trubisky. I mean, you're going to get similar results with that too. I just like Gardner because he believes in himself.
As we do during the preseason, we preview other teams in the AFC West. Trent, take us through the Los Angeles Chargers.
Trent Green. Herbert, baby. They can make the Super Bowl this year. They have a shot. I don't like their coaching, and they have a defensive curse. But on paper, they got the most talent on paper besides the Bucks, Rams, and Bills. I mean, they got players, but can they just play defense, stop the run, and can they have good play calling? And that's the question mark. Screen pass, good tackle. Grew up watching Tate Cougar, Gardner Minshew. Good tackle. All right, 17-7, 7:23 left. Mustaches, mullets. Love it. You the man. You the man, baby. You the man, baby. You the man. And guess what? You the man. Going to be one of the steals of the draft right here. That's going to be a steal of the draft, and then this guy's going to be the steal on defense. No question. Steal of the draft, and this is another big steal right here. This is going to be huge for them moving forward. 17-7. Third quarter, first down and 10 for the Commandos. I don't know what they're commanding besides L's. Oh, it's 12 noon. You know what time it is? Time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. All right, Saunders. Former third-round pick.
There was movement on the left side of the line prior to the snap. It's going to be a false start.
Hey guys, great seeing Colin Saunders get that play there. Tough luck for him the last 2 years. Caught injuries with the elbow early 2020, and a knee injury week 7 of last year.
Kalen Saunders.
Throughout this offseason was great in training camp, and it carried over clearly here today.
Thanks, Matt. A lot of depth. That's in front. They put some time and resources to get that pass rush to the next level. Howell, and that is complete.
Kalen Saunders.
Here's Saunders showing that
Covered here, Brady. Alonzo one step in, do a little zone drop right
All right, Kalen.
for a takedown. I don't think you want to run the coverage too often, but it's nice if you can sneak it in every now and then.
third and long.
Third and long.
The extra long handshake you drop into coverage, that's what it is to do.
Going long, going deep, open, incomplete. Good defense. And good job by Saunders. I see you.
He's one of the core special teamers, and he makes a big play the third.
Right. Some young Eagle fans, you can just tell they haven't watched enough football. You know what I mean? Like just because you've been watching for 5 years, and you watch every Eagle game doesn't make you an expert. You know what I mean? You got to watch the Giants and you got to watch Washington and you got to watch the Cowboys, how you match up the rest of the NFC teams, the AFC teams. You got to be able to really like deep dive, and you learn more based off years of experience. But these young Eagle fans, I mean, they're very biased and they want instant results. And guess what? It doesn't work like that. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think for Minshew, he's a guy that I feel that could start probably for maybe 5 to 6 teams. But not every team because they already have a lot of pieces in place. But there's about 5 or 6 teams. If they were like having a quarterback competition, Minshew could end up winning that job or being neck and neck with the guy that they have starting on the team right now. I like him a lot. Like I said, I think he's very underrated. And like I said, you just have to look at, body language, intelligence, how the other teammates respond. Did the Cubs just win right here? Or did they just tie it? I know the fans are still going crazy. Oh, no. Nice. We talked it into existence. Minshew with Pete Carroll. That's funny. Yeah, but you don't want to win games, though, if you're a Seahawks fan. If you get Gardner Minshew, that means you're winning more games. You're going to get closer to like 7 wins with Minshew or Jimmy G. You want to be in that 4 wins or less category if you want to be able to get, CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. If that's the goal to getting that franchise QB, you're wanting to lose like every game as much as possible without publicly admitting that you're trying to lose. But obviously not getting, someone in free agency, like a bigger name guy, like a Baker, obviously, because Baker gives you a better chance to get to 7 wins rather than 4. So. Toby in the building. How are you? Duval. Trevor Lawrence is going to have a big year this year. Still, it's going to be a rough year, but I think Trevor will take the next step in year 2 and year 3. It'll be much better than last year. Especially if you can have a healthy ETN with them too. How are you, man? 3-3, top of the 10th. What is this? What are they showing here? Creed is good. Creed doesn't get enough love and respect either. Just because you're a rookie doesn't mean you can't be the best in the NFL or one of the best. I mean, he already is one of the best. Nice throw. Late hit. Penalty. Get that laundry. Powell with the grab. Yeah, Washington being Washington. What's new? Undisciplined, right? Horrible owner, horrible stadium. There's not a whole lot to cheer for if you're a Washington fan. Just plain and simple. I mean, maybe going back to the Redskin days, with Gibbs, but not a whole lot to cheer for. Just a lot of fuck ups, And it all starts at the top. If you don't have a good owner, you don't have a good building, you don't have a good GM, you don't have a good coach, you don't have a good OC, you don't got a good DC, you make wrong decisions every year. What do you expect? And still, with all that being said, every once in a while they'll win the division, but you're not going to win a playoff game. Honestly, I would hope that you would too, because I like the Jags more than Washington. I don't like Washington at all. Browns, garbage. Washington, garbage. Texans, kind of garbage. But I do root for the Jags, the Jets, and the Lions, like true bottom feeders that have potential of getting better. But I could give two shits about the Texans, the Browns, especially with Deshaun. Yeah. But yeah, if the Jags could beat Washington, that would be great. 4-3 Brewers. Okay. There we go. At least that air and a lot of the Brewer fans won't lose their shit. 17-7 Chiefs. 3rd down and 7. Shotgun set. Oh, it's 12 noon. You know what time it is? It's time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, for real. Their organization is so fucked up, though. You heard the stories of like the female cheerleaders that were going topless and changing, and they have like investors of the team that were cool with Dan Snyder, just like watching. Like, who does that? You know what I mean? Like, I got no respect for that organization. Zero. They need to sell the team. Dan should not own that team anymore. And I almost feel bad for Riverboat Ron because he's better than that to be a part of that organization. But I guess you want to be a head coach, you got to go where they're going to hire you. But you're never going to have success like what you had in the 80s with John Riggins, in the 80s with Doug Williams, the former Buck quarterback, and obviously with Mark Rippon in 91. Never, ever, ever are you going to smell another Super Bowl, period. They are disgusting. We talk about the Browns being disgusting. I have Washington right up there with them. I feel bad for that fan base. There's not a whole lot to cheer for, All their teams over there, not a whole lot to cheer for, except for maybe the Capitals. Maybe that's the only thing you can, Wizards, garbage. There's not a whole lot to cheer for if you're a DC fan out there. I mean, Alexander Ovechkin's the only thing that you got. I mean, besides when you used to have Bryce Harper. And then still with that being said, they still have won a championship in baseball, a championship in hockey, but you ain't going to get one in basketball or fucking football ever. All right, here we go. Let's go, Washington. Let's see what you got. I might not like you a whole lot, but let's see if you can put up some points. The running game is good. That's at least one benefit for them. They can run the football, and they got a plethora of running backs. And the Commanders is a stupid name. It's almost as dumb as the Cleveland Guardians. Stupid. I just wish they would have kept the Indians, and the Redskins. I mean, some people might have offense to it, but Redskins Cowboys sounds a hell of a lot better, than Washington football team versus the Cowboys or the Commanders versus the Cowboys. It sounds stupid. Holding. Bring that back. I like the Jags. You know what I mean? Like, you were like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, like, just shitty. You had a good run with Blake Bortles and Fournette and, Jalen Ramsey and Calais Campbell and Bouye. But it shows you when you're a small market team, it takes about 4 to 5 years to build. You'll have a couple years to do something, and then you either do it and you get to the AFC Championship game or you don't. You know what I mean? And then you got to rebuild all over again. And then all those great players you had are no longer there anymore. So, but I mean, hopefully you can build something with Trevor, but it's going to take a long time to be as good as you were when you had Blake Bortles, Fournette, Bouye, Jalen Ramsey, Calais Campbell. You're never going to be that good again. It's going to be a long time before you build a team that good again, in my opinion. But I do like Trevor a lot. Good tackle. But I do root for you guys, just like I root for the Jets. But my number one garbage team I root for is the Lions. And if you before even they were on Hard Knocks, I just like the Lions, and I like them more than the Bears, and I want them to get third. in the division, and eventually, hopefully second one day, maybe when Aaron leaves, depending on if they have Jordan Love or not and whatever they have. But at some point, the Lions will be able to get, third and maybe even second in the division one year. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to win the division over Green Bay and Minnesota. I don't see that. But if they keep building, you never know. Every 5 to 6 years when they had Matthew Stafford, they would get second place or first place, but it's very rare. I mean, kind of crappy. Barry Sanders couldn't get enough weapons around him with Scotty Mitchell, right? Lomas Brown was their best offensive lineman. Perryman and Herman Moore, they just didn't have the full concept of a team. And then you had Megatron and then Stafford, but not enough. And now Megatron left. What a waste of Barry Sanders and Megatron. And at least Stafford got a Super Bowl ring. So that's one thing Detroit fans can hold their head on. Incredibly bad. I mean, the fans are already turning on them already. It's going to be bad, bad, bad. But also they want to be bad because they want to get the top 5 pick and get their future QB. So even though Pete Carroll and Schneider aren't publicly saying, hey, we're tanking, they're tanking. They are trying to get a top 5 pick. And if they can get the first pick in the draft, that's what they want. If you can get a Bryce Young who could be like a Malik Willis or a Justin Fields or a Trey Lance, that's what they want. That's why they didn't trade for Baker. That's why they're not interested in Gardner Minshew or Jimmy G. They don't want to get to 7 wins and have the 11th pick in the draft. They want to win 4 wins and get the top 5 pick. That's what they want, but they don't want to publicly say it. It's going to be a rough year. But if they can take one step backwards, have a shitty year, and then, have progressions and then do it again. And then if they can draft well in 3 years, maybe they can get themselves close to a 10-win team, depending on who the quarterback is. If they beef up the O-line, the D-line, the defense, there's a lot of holes on that Seahawks team. That's just truth, They don't got talent there. There's a lot of fucking holes. And like I said, you lose Russ, you lose KJ Wright, you lose Bobby Wagner. I mean, you literally lose the heart and soul on the offense and the defense. You can't expect them to be competitive. It's a rebuild. And it might be a rebuild for 3 to 5 years. So Washington is to football what the Knicks are to basketball. Fuck. Yeah, it's not Patrick Ewing, John Starks anymore. That's facts. They were damn good against Jordan, though, back in the day. They were fun to watch. Charles Oakley, right? Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Derek Harper. They had some guys. They weren't too bad. They were fun. And then later, Allen Houston, and they had their other run. You know what I mean? But then they fight the fights with the Miami Heat, hanging on. Jeff Van Gundy hanging on for dear life. Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings. Yeah, you could say that again for sure. But at least the Red Wings with Fedorov, they had their moment to shine. Pistons, you had your moment with Rashid and obviously Ben Wallace. You had a little bit of love there. Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, right? You had your moments there. Tigers, at least you had Miggy, Cabrera. But Lions, yeah, I mean, it's like you have good players, but you never really are able to put it together, for those franchises. Besides like the Pistons from back in the day, bad boys, and then beating the Lakers, with Kobe. And then obviously, as of, back in the day with Fedorov, with the Red Wings. But yeah, as of the last 10 or 15 years, a decade or a little bit longer, yes, you're correct. It's been rough. Not a lot of promise if you live in Michigan. But at least you got the Michigan Wolverines, right? And at least you got that. They were able to eclipse and clip Ohio State for once with Aiden Hutchinson. So I know, basketball mecca. Still can't sign anybody. And they always fuck up. I mean, Obi Toppin and some of these guys that are like halfway decent, but it's like until they get like a bigger name, like a Durant, I mean, no one's really going to take them serious. So yeah, very true. It is long gone. Absolutely. All right, 17-7. We're in the fourth quarter now. Screen pass, throwing it to who? The turf. Nice play, Washington. I like Willie Gay. Willie Gay is a very underrated player, just like Nick Bolton. Cities with the most sports championships. It's got to be LA. LA's got to be up there with everything that LA's been able to accomplish. I mean, the Dodgers recently, Rams, but I mean, I guess you'd have to look that up. I mean, Chargers. I mean, I know Charger fans are hoping. I think they should still be in San Diego, though, but, it is what it is. I would have liked to have the pass deflected. I would have liked to see the Rams stayed in St. Louis, but it's all about money, 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 right? That's what it's about. Oh, my God, Linsanity. I mean, for the Asian community, I'm part Japanese. So, for the Asians, it was like kind of cool for like 6 months, to see like an Asian guy actually like play halfway decent basketball. But they definitely blew that out of proportion for sure. But at least we got Shohei Ohtani and Ichiro. If you're Japanese or you're Asian, at least we got a couple. Can't really have Hideki Matsui in that category, but we'll represent Hideo Nomo. We'll do Shohei Ohtani and Ichiro, definitely. Linsanity, man. Oh, ran into his own guy there. Nice. Is that Chiefs commentary? Oh, yeah, Boston. Oh, New England Patriots, obviously. Yeah, Boston Celtics. Yeah. And the Red Sox. Exactly, right. You're a Red Sox guy. So, yeah. But also with the Red Sox, there's a little cheating there, though. A little cheating there. Little cheating. Apple Watches, and obviously you got Ortiz. And they think he was clean, supposedly. But, Manny Ramirez was juicing. So, but it was good to be able to see Boston have their run. And then obviously the Celtics, they had their run. Anything is possible. And then New England with Brady. But yeah, Boston's number one. Bruins too. Yeah. Voice of the Chiefs. 30 plus years. I love that. But then the Red Sox, when they ended up playing the Dodgers, I knew they had no shot. I told my dad, I was like, until we get another player, it's like, you have Cody Bellinger, but I was like, you need like better. Now they got Mookie. Now they got, Freddie Freeman. Pitching is very crucial, but the Astros series with the cheating, with the garbage cans, and Yu Darvish pitch, that should have been a Dodger win. Cheating or not, that they should have been able to get that one. They should have pitched Clayton Kershaw on short rest, but I didn't really think Yu Darvish had it in him. But when they were cheating, and if 2 garbage can hits is a fastball, 1 is a curveball, 3 is a slider, and what every pitch is going to be, of course you're going to win. It's the ultimate cheating. So. But I do give Red Sox some love, obviously, for that last World Series. They deserve that one. They would definitely beat the Dodgers' ass. The Dodgers weren't going to win that one. And at least the Dodgers ended up getting finally a dub. My dad's been a fan since the 50s and watches every game. I'm watching pretty much every game with the Mariners as well. So it's just kind of good to be able to see my dad's team. Obviously, they put a lot of money into that franchise with Magic Johnson and the rest of the boosters and the investors. But for Seattle, we've sucked ass for 21 years, and now it's nice to, we're going to get to a wild card. We got the easiest schedule from here on out. We might be the second place team and pass the Yankees when it's all said and done. Even though if the Yankees win the division, I think that the Mariners can get to the playoffs, and I think we will be one of the more dangerous teams, just like the Braves and Cardinals. Mets, I'm not really a believer of them. I think they're good, but I think the Cardinals and the Braves, I think that those two teams have a shot that could beat the Mets. But the Dodgers, they're the best team in baseball, and I think that win for Vin, I think that would be awesome. 17-7 Chiefs, fourth quarter. Nice catch. Gain of about 6. STL in the building. I know, Chase is on the pole. Yep. And Kurt Busch is out for the year. So that means Martin Truex Jr. at this point is with the points. Riggs messaged me and let me know that. I thought that was going to be the case, with what was going on. So. I'm getting a lot of bots that are following me on Instagram and Twitter too. It's hella annoying. It's like your profile pic doesn't match your pictures, and you got numbers at the end of your name. It's like Jenny 43744. Like, if you're a bot, at least make your name like Jenny Smith. And that's it. Or Smith Jenny instead of like J Smith 493. Like, dude, it's like, come on. Can't wait for NASCAR tomorrow. Yeah, me too.
Are you lending them some juice? Is that what's happening? You're giving them the energy?
no matter what's going on.
Here we go. Run, run, run. Go, go, go. First down, Chiefs. Move the chains. Good to see you're back, man. Yeah, anyone's mental health is fucked up. You come in here, things will be better. We got plenty of goats. Lots of fun. Like I said, you're going to see HD pictures. What's better than that, man? What's better than Space Kitties? Nothing. What's better than football? Nothing.
Playing too much, man. So I give all the credit to the younger guys too. They're doing their job. They still learning. So
It's a great time to be alive. Football's back. Wrestling's back with Triple H now taking over for Vince. Now I can watch AEW and I can watch WWE, and Kenny Omega, baby. Life is good. Oh, yeah, yeah. Life is good. And then my Mariners, yes. Life is good, baby. Ballin'.
you know what? I still remember my rookie year, man, and to see myself grow, and to see these guys come up and
Handoff.
have some lessons and some things that to them now.
Here we go.
It's a blessing to be in this position. And
Gain of a couple.
I'm so happy to be here, honestly, man. Year 3, and we're just rolling. We're rolling. So.
The train's going to keep rolling for you and this Kansas City Chiefs team. Now, you have a really great connection with Nick Bolton. I know you said a lot of the young guys were who were doing the work on the field today, but Nick had some incredible stuff.
Can't forget about my boy, Mookie. 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 How did Boston let him go? Like, you got to pay this guy whatever he wants. I mean, we're talking about one of the, top 5 players in the game. Or if you want to say top 10, that's fine. There's pitchers that you could put in that group as well. But there's certain guys that just always bring it. Verlander, Mookie, Freddie. There's lots of guys that just bring the juice. Aaron Judge, Julio, Mike Trout when he's not injured, Shohei. All right, here we go. New York 1. Yeah, obviously with all those Yankee ones, right? Boston 2, LA 3, Chicago 4, Montreal 5, Detroit 6, San Fran, Oakland 7. This is a great thing here. Thank you for putting this up for me. I usually have people that do this once in a while. Normally you're not in here, but now I think if you see what I do, we have a great community and it's always fun throughout the year. So, you can be old school and not really be on YouTube, but if you end up just having YouTube on while you watch the game, sometimes you can enjoy it, more when especially if you associate with people that actually have a fucking brain, that aren't biased, that enjoy sports like you. And, it's a good community here. So Toronto 8, Philly 9, Pittsburgh 10. Yeah. No Portland or Seattle in there. We got a long ways to go. Worst trade ever. I kind of stopped my diehard fanism for the Sox. So what do you do now? Do you consider Boston still your team? Are you Seattle now for Mariners? What are you doing now? You're not putting in that commitment for Boston, obviously. Yeah. And whatever you do, you don't trade Mookie away. And obviously with the Braves, they're probably thinking shit, They got Matt Olson, but Freddie Freeman, him and Trey are leading the league in hits. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I mean, ultimate scenario, hey, Dodgers, Yankees, Dodgers beat that ass. My dad's happy, win for Vin. If it ends up being Astros, Dodgers, that's going to be tougher, in my opinion, because the Astros, even though they're cheaters, Yordan Alvarez is great. They don't have Carlos Correa anymore. Obviously, Correa is with the Twins with Buxton. And you obviously don't have Springer. He's on the Blue Jays, but they still got the cheater Altuve. But the number one reason the Astros are good is Justin Verlander. He's still the top dog, even at this age. Hey, you got a hot ass wife, girlfriend, and it definitely helps. That's facts. Seattle mostly. Hey, it's a good time to be on Seattle right now too. This is going to be the first year of hopefully, 5 to 10 years of being relevant. Will we make the playoffs every year? Probably not. Will we make the wild card? Sometimes, yes. Will we win the division at some point over the Astros? I believe we will. Especially with this team, if we can keep it up, but baby steps. Before anyone starts talking World Series and winning series, I think that we can make it, but I do think that we can initially win that first series this year. Now, the second series, look, if it's like Blue Jays, we beat them, and we match up to the Yankees. If they're slumping, we could beat them. But if Giancarlo comes back and Cole's hot and Aaron Judge is on fire, if we play them, their chances are we can't beat them, but you never know. I think Seattle is the most dangerous team right now that no one wants to fuck with. And especially if Julio's healthy. I mean, we have a vibe about us this year. And to have the longest streak in the 4 major sports, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NFL, 21 years, it feels good for all those years that I got so pissed off that they wouldn't spend money, or they would spend too much money on guys like Nelson Cruz or Robinson Cano. That was stupid. You know what I mean? It was cool at first because we're like, oh, we got somebody, but to pay someone 10 years, 250 million, and now he's like on the bananas. You know what I mean? I know he got called up and was on the Braves, but I don't know. It's just like sometimes you pay the money, but you have to be able to do it at the right time, and that wasn't the right time. Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. And then Benintendi went to the Yankees. That hurt if you're a Boston fan. 17-7. Get him. Get him. Get him. Holding. Bring it back. 17-7. How are you doing, Odin-san? Yes, I totally agree. And then you have a lot of the Japanese, Nintendo, and they never wanted to spend money. They were just content of just sucking ass. But now this is the first year when you look at the Mariners squad, most people, like, if you're not hardcore, right, you know who this is, because obviously if you're on my channel, I mean, I'm going to tell you how great this guy is. And obviously I was lucky enough to get a ball from him this year. But, but most people like, who's this? Who's this? Who's this? Nobody knows. Suarez, love you. You're great. JP, but a lot of people don't know our team unless you follow the Mariners or you watch this fucking channel, And I love this team. Cal is one of the best catchers in baseball. I mean, he's leading the catchers and homers, I believe, still. And it's just nice with Haggerty and guys that you didn't really know who they were, and you're starting to fall in love with guys like Carlos and JP. I think Suarez is my favorite other than Julio, but I like a lot of the guys on the team. I mean, Suarez is clutch, and so is Julio, and it's just nice to be able to see Frazier and Winker and Haniga. And on top of that, we still got guys like Kelenic and Kyle Lewis that haven't been able to put it together because they're just not good enough yet. You know what I mean? And once Kelenic hopefully gets better, and then Kyle Lewis, hopefully we will have something, But it's all about pitching. And when you got a guy like Marco, who's like 5-12 going into last night, gosh, you know what I mean? Remember when he was like our best pitcher? That's the problem. When a guy is 5-12 and that's your best pitcher in years past, I mean, he wasn't usually this bad, but even Robbie Ray, we paid him good money, and you're like 500. That's not good enough, dude. You know what I mean? Like, thank God, that we ended up bringing in Luis Castillo, and thank God Logan Gilbert, even though he sucked in the last couple starts, that we got guys like that, because the only way that we're going to be able to win is pitching. And our bullpen has been pretty good this year too. So. Yep. How's it going, Jeff? We're talking Mariners right now. How are you? Yes. And Mitch has been hurt, you know what I mean? So we just knew once you get Mitch back, and if you could get Kelenic and Kyle eventually, but now you got these other guys like Suarez, and it's just nice to be able to see, these guys step up, and you can tell there's a genuine love for each other. They play hard for each other. Frazier, Winker, Haniger, Suarez, JP. He kind of reminds me of D. Gordon, but better. You know what I mean? As a guy that can lead off and gives you kind of that presence, like a Juan Pierre or D. Gordon presence in JP Crawford. Carlos Santana bringing the big hits and bringing the boom. Cal, no one expected Cal to be good, and now he's leading the league in homers as a catcher. It's fantastic. And then the sleeper, Sam Haggerty, Ham Swaggerty. It's great. It's a great time to be a Mariner fan. Going long, nice catch. First down, Washington, 17-7 Chiefs. And shout out to all the goats that donated so heavy for me last night. 7 bills and donos last night, and almost 90% of it was through Cash App. So 90 to 95%. So you guys are the best, man. Like I said, I got a lot of things, but also too, I want to show gratitude, and I'm definitely going to be able to, give back to Sarah, the lead mod, and I'm going to give her like a, money for a sweatshirt or t-shirt for the Colts, because that's what you do. And when you're blessed, you take care of the people that are taking care of you. Almost picked off. And I still have more gifts to give out to Holly, Cyberpunk. I still need to get something for Shep and Mr. Williams. So there's still other people that I need to be able to take care of. I still owe a few $100s left through the taxes shit. You know what I mean? So I need to get that taken care of. I got to pay Preston back for the tickets to go to the game when I got my Aaron Judge ball, which was amazing. But it's crazy. I've only been to 6 or 7 Mariner games, and I've already gotten 3 baseballs. I got Kike Hernandez foul ball when I got assaulted, right? That was a year before COVID, right? Then I got a Julio ball this year in the 9th inning, and then I got that one, and then I ended up getting assaulted for the Aaron Judge ball. But pretty amazing to get a Julio rookie ball. Go, go, go. First down, Washington. And then I ended up getting an Aaron Judge ball, and then the lady turned around and screamed at me and, look at me, look at me, look at me. She was a Karen. Boom, slapped my leg. If I would have did that and yelled at her and slapped her leg because I was mad that I didn't get the Aaron Judge ball, your boy would have been in handcuffs. So definitely a double standard, but it is what it is. But I'm happy, man. Aaron Judge ball, he's going to have the home run record. And how many home runs do we predict that Aaron Judge is going to get? Are we thinking 60 or 65 or closer to 70? I'm thinking kind of 60 to, 65, 62-ish, kind of sounds, could be around that number. But I hope that he gets 62 to 65. Nice catch. First down, Washington. Commandos. What are you commanding? L's. How are you, Jeff? I saw Jeff today. I couldn't get my debit card to work. Jeff is like, don't put it in there so hard. And then he just put it in there. Magic touch, and it worked. But the stripe on my card is fucked. I need to get a new card. A lot of times I got to put it in Safeway in the machines. I do self-checkout. And a lot of times I do self-checkout because Jeff is there and we can, talk. But when he's not there, I can get it in and out a little bit quicker. And I got a couple other people at the store that I'll talk to that know that I do YouTube. But Jeff is obviously the guy that I connect with the most because he's a Mariner guy. Oh, touchdown, Washington. But the play was blown dead. Yes, go Mariners. Nice profile pic. I like it. Handsome devil with the Mariners hat. Looking good. Looking good. Got to represent the M's, man. Gilbert's tired, yeah. Yes. See, Zach knows, and this is Megan's cousin, my girlfriend's cousin. And if anyone knows sports like me, Zach knows, and does fantasy football like me. We take this shit seriously, especially being a fan out here in the Northwest. Touchdown, Commandos. Yes, I agree. But you know what? To see him go yard in person was a thing of beauty. You know what I mean? Like, you hear about people going yard, but, not usually with the presence like Judge, and hopefully he's not on roids and he's not juicing. But to see him at bat, and then look, I took pictures, and literally he hit a homer like 30 seconds later. And then after the inning ended, that's when I got the Judge ball, and the lady went crazy on me. But it was awesome. Pitchers duel for 5 innings. Cortez, 6, 7, 8 Ks. Robbie Ray, 6, 7, or 8 Ks. Then they got some homers. I saw Judge go yard, and then obviously got the ball. Santana, hit the home run after for us to take the lead, and then we won the game. So pitching duel, home runs, Aaron Judge ball, Mariners win at the end. It was like literally the perfect storm. 17-13, Chiefs. The Julio ball was pretty special too. That was the doubleheader against the Royals. And then obviously Zach went to that game as well. I just got way too fucked up on Jaeger bombs and that whole fucking 10 beer tall boys. And I think we spent 150 on beer at the game. Half of a bottle of Jaeger. Extra point is up, and it's good. And then by the time the 7th inning happened, I was not feeling good. And then the Lyft canceled the Lyft twice, and I had to walk back to the hotel with my buddy at like almost midnight because the game went long. And I literally crashed in like 30 seconds. And my Edgar Martinez statue box got ruined because I fucking spilled beer on it. I was so fucking feeling like shit. I almost laid down on the pavement like a bum in Seattle, but I had my Griffey jersey on. So I was like, no, I got to keep going. And it was probably one of the longest 20-minute walks in my life to the hotel. But the next game, sober, woke up early, had a great breakfast, drank water, only drank soda, 5 baseballs that were near me, 5 rows in the same row, 5 seats in the same row. Kid got it. Then 5 rows, to the right of me, 1 row up, another kid got it. I got my hand on a ball in the 3rd inning from J.P. Crawford, throwing it into the end of the inning, and it went over my head, but I got my finger on it, and it bent my finger back. Then I told my buddy, I'm getting a ball. Then in the 9th inning, I went to go take a piss. It was full. Took a picture at the top, went back down, talked to my dad, looked up. 30 seconds later, boom, hit the guardrail. Dink, bum, bum, bum. Then I got the Julio ball. And then 1 inning later, in the 10th inning, they left, and some guy snuck down in the seat in front of me, and I could have stepped in front of him and got the ball, but I knew he wasn't going to catch it. He dropped it, and the kid got it. So 4 kids got the balls that were thrown into the crowd, which they should have, and the only foul ball was Julio in our area, and I got that one, so that was the one to get. So sometimes you just have to be on your toes, and you have to be able to pay attention, because if you want a foul ball, a home run ball, or a ball in the crowd, you just can't half-ass it. You don't want to knock anybody over, but you have to be in that ready position, and obviously that's why I've got 3 baseballs in like 7 games. So, hey, you want to call me Zach Hampel? Go ahead. I mean, that guy gets a baseball every time. But honestly, if I was rich, I know where to sit. I feel that if I was rich like Zach Hampel and I went to a game in every single stadium, I feel like every time I go to a game, I'm going to get a ball. I really feel that way, because I usually get seats where are ideal, and maybe the sports gods have a little bit of love for me as well. But I always seem I'm in the right spot, for an opportunity. It's just a matter of if I can get my hands on the ball or not. So, hey, have fun at the Hops game, man. My buddy Zach here, my girlfriend's cousin, he goes to Hops games all the time too. And my buddy Marcos went to the Hops game last night, but hopefully he didn't get 86, because him and his buddy Rick, they get crazy. One guy will take his shirt off, start swinging it, standing up on the top of the dugout. I think he's already gotten kicked out a couple of times. You got to maintain your beer levels when you're there. 17-14, Chiefs. And we got Mariners. We got Dodgers, Buccaneers, and Titans. And then on top of that, like I said, we got the Chargers and Cowboys that I'm going to stream later tonight. And then after the game is over, I'll still do another 2 hours after that. So we're doing over 3 hours here, and then we'll do another 5 later tonight. So 8-hour day. And then I got NASCAR, obviously, for Watkins Glen. I'll be doing that. Chase got the pole, and I'll be doing that tomorrow for 5 hours. So, yeah, game today at 4. Go M's. Someone stole your kid's Edgar statue? Oh, no. Oh, like they was in the box, and then you weren't paying attention, and then they stole it? Dude, that sucks. I can show you the box of what mine looks like with the blown out bottom. I mean, it looks like someone shot a gun to it. You know what I mean? Because I dropped it 5 times being faded and spilt beer on it. And I'm a collector. So I'm when I first walked up the steps, they gave me one that had a little ding, and my buddy had a little ding. We handed it back. And then ironically, at the end of the night, mine looks like it got ran over by a car and shot with a shotgun. But I still have it. And I got some other stuff like Griffey, the Griffies. This is a nice one. I got this for my birthday for my dad. This is from 1998-99. I'm a toy guy, so anything toy related. And then I still got this for good luck. And then we obviously got the Randy Johnson, Dan Wilson duo. This is the only Randy Johnson bobblehead they've ever issued. And it's with Dan Wilson. Are you kidding me? I talked him down. I think they wanted 30 or 25. I was like, hey, how about 20? And I was like really getting giddy, because I've been looking for a Randy Johnson bobble, official one from the stadium giveaway, or just like a generic one through the other brands forever. And it took me 10 years to find one at the card shop. And they have a couple of Ichiros. They have an Ichiro rookie year one from 2001 that was like $25, $30, and then another one. So I might go back and try to get the Ichiro and talk them down. Because all you got to do is, hey, can you work with me? And I always buy Julio rookie cards too, because you want to make sure you're cashing in on Julio early before his stuff gets really expensive. And even though his rookie cards are 2019, it took him a couple years to come up. But I know his stuff is going to be worth a lot of money. Yeah, this sucks, dude. People are assholes, dude. Whoa, really? Which game? The Yankees game? That's awesome. They usually will give you a card and, saying that you got the ball and everything. That's awesome. Hell yeah. I love Carlos Santana. 17-14 Chiefs. No way. 7? Did you help her get them, or did she get them all on her own? That's sweet. I mean, I got, when I was 10, 2 Portland Beaver balls. Obviously the mini bat. I got batting gloves when I snuck down in a Ziploc bag. So I've always been really good with memorabilia. Me and my buddy Preston. Preston's gotten 2 Kobe armbands. We know where to go, what to say, where to sit. And it just seems like me and him have the best luck when we go to sporting events. He's a Marlins guy. And, Don Mattingly, I mean, he's gotten all the autographs. He goes to Miami and obviously gets autographs there as well when he goes to Marlins games. But, yeah, I mean, anytime I go to a game, especially if it's baseball, Portland Beavers, they had a Maurice Lucas celebrity softball game, and then they had the Beaver game after. And I got Maurice Lucas, rest in peace. And obviously his son played on the Beavers, as you know, David Lucas. But I got Maurice Lucas to sign the ball, Steve Sachs. There was a lot of pro players that were there and former players. So that was pretty cool. Bernardo Brito, Terry Jorgensen. It was a Twins affiliate back then. But I sprained my ankle twice getting those baseballs, but it was fucking worth it. And I got 2 of them. Obviously, when I was 10, and those batting gloves I still have to this day, and they're fucking awesome, dude. Like, I will never sell any of my Portland Beaver merch. Like, that is really precious to my heart. Like, I could have people offer me $300 for the ball, or for both, and I still wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? That was me, sacrificing my ankles that helped me, get these baseballs now. So now I got 5 baseballs, 2 for the Beavers, 3 for the Mariners. Yeah, if you go to a game with me, chances are we're gonna get some memorabilia for sure. That is fucking sweet, dude. And this is fucking sweet, too, for your daughter. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Booze gets you wilder than Frank the Tank. We're going streaking. Well, shit, dude, at that game, the first one, I had half of a bottle of Jaeger with my friend, but I had way more Jaeger shots, Jaeger bombs than him. I think I had I should have stopped at 3, and I think I had 7. I fucked up. I was like, it didn't hit you until later. And then we drank a 12-pack of Bud Light, and then, it was our birthday celebration. And then we ordered 10 tall boys for 15 apiece, and then that was 150. By the time the 7th inning hit, I felt like shit. I was doing this. When you get to that point where you're fucking sick? I got to go home. I got to go. I got to go to the hotel. I got to go to the hotel. And my buddy was the game was 7-6. And he's like, we can't go. And I'm like, I know. And then we ended up rifling off 6 runs in the 8th inning, and we left in the 9th. But yeah, that was, it was rough, dude. I was totally committed of leaving my friend and saying, hey, I'm going to take a lift back to the hotel. I didn't feel like I was going to throw up, but I was close. One more drink, and it was not going to be good. So luckily I caught myself, but yeah. And I had 10 milligram gummies. I took 3. So I had the 30 milligrams. I usually did 5, and I would take 2. Now they have 50 milligram boxes that are 10 or 100 milligram boxes, 10 milligrams per gummy. And I took 3, 1 before the game, 1 during, and 1 late. That was a bad idea. Too many gummies, too much Jaeger, too much beer. Not a good result, and no foul balls for me. Sober the next day, I got my hand on 1, and then obviously I got 1 from Julio in the night. So, and I didn't ruin my Edgar Martinez statue because obviously I was sober and it was from the day before. So, yeah, the herbs are good. They took it from the seat. What a bastard. What about yours? Did you get 1 too, or did you got 1 also, right? Oh yeah. I love bobbleheads. I'm a huge collector. I love the baubles. They're my thing. Yeah, come to Oregon. Come down here. There's 2. We can go to the sports room, which used to be Mitchell's. It's the oldest card shop in Oregon since 1984. And like I said, they have awesome stuff, new and old. Wax, and they have new rookies and stuff. And then you can also go to Hoodies. Intercepted! Yeah! Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, and then Hoodies is by Washington Square. So Hoodies is 10 minutes from my house, and then the sports room is 20. But yeah, if you want to come down sometime and we can go to the card shop together, I would definitely be down for that, man. I try to go once every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And try to buy, I got, cases for my baseballs, but I would go there for Julio rookie cards specifically. So first down, Chiefs. Good interception, baby. Let's go. Go Chiefs. Let's do it, dude. Let's go to the card shop together. Yes, this is the like they've sucked for 21 years. Honestly, a Mariner game. Well, even though you love Pete Carroll and you love the Seahawks and you like USC because of Pete Carroll, going to the Mariner game would probably be more exciting. I mean, I know it's football. You know what I mean? It'll be amazing. But I mean, if, let's say the Seahawks lose by like 30, you have to understand that Cardinals are going to win that game, and then USC has a chance to win to maybe uplift you. But going to a Mariner game, you definitely want to go. I mean, this is going to be a good time. You know, if you're not really a big Mariner fan, you will be once you go. I mean, and especially Julio, we have a guy that could be Ken Griffey Jr. 2.0. So if you're going to go to a game and you live in Australia, this is the year to go. You know what I mean? I've already been to 3 games, and every game is a blast. You can do, Griffey dogs, Ichiro dogs. They have memorabilia. You know what I mean? You can get yourself a T-shirt. Yeah, and you don't have to pay a lot of money. If you want a good seat, it's going to be like $100. If you want like an average seat, $50. You want like a seat way up at the top, probably like 30. But it would be good to spend the 100 and get about 15 to 20 rows back off first base. Beautiful. Right behind the Seattle, section 119 to 121, and you get seat somewhere between row 15 and 20. Perfect. And that's usually where I get my baseballs. You know, I sit right off third base, 15 to 20 rows back, and I sit about 15 to 20 rows back off first, and that's the wheelhouse. That's a perfect spot, and I definitely would go. You would regret not going, especially if this is the first year that we break the streak. You know, even if you're not into baseball as much. Touchdown. Oh, they didn't give it to him. But I definitely would go to a Mariner game. I mean, like I said, this is the first year we've been good in like 21 years. So last couple years, we got close to 90 wins in a wild card, but we fucked up at the end. This is the first year of many good seasons for the Mariners. So yes, I would go 100%. Yeah. And Zach, she's coming from Australia. So she's going to Seattle. She's going to LA to watch USC because she likes Pete Carroll. Jim Zorn's Largent. She's kind of an OG, likes the old school people. So if you're going to go see Seattle Seahawks and understanding that it might be rough, but you're going to have fun because you're there and you can cheer on your team and take cool pictures and buy some merch and then take it back to you to Australia. But yeah, if you're going to go to USC also, and they're going to probably end up getting some dubs there. Obviously, they'll be very good this year, but definitely a Mariner game would be in the works. It'll be worth it. It's a night I get to see. Yeah. Well, if you're going to be a jet lag or tired, then you're not going to go. But, oh, he ran into his running back. And he still got in. Touchdown, Chiefs. You run into your own running back, and you still get in. Fleet Davis, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. Wow, that game is still going? Wild. Fleet Davis, baby. You had a similar spring. Yeah. Sometimes alcohol. Yeah, it can be tough. You kept yours. If you drink wine really fast, you go feeling sober for 3 hours and drunk as shit. True. Good defense. Extra point is up. And it's good. 24-14. Chiefs. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I'm glad I did this game. Regardless if the donos are a little light. Again, we already had, Space Kitty. We had Holly Hundo. We had Cyberpunk. We had pretty much all the mods in there, and we hit 7 bills. So, hey, sometimes, you just want to do it to enjoy the game and hang out with people, So I appreciate you guys, and I'm glad I did this game. Yeah, and they're right next to each other. The Seahawks and the Mariners play right next to each other. Like you can cross the street, and it's like right there. And they have some cool sightseeing things too with murals. They have a lot of Marshawn Lynch. They got Sean Kemp, and like I said, I took pictures of the 3 that I had. Walter Jones. Who else was it? Walter Jones. I have it on my phone, but I took pictures, and they have the murals there as well. Oh, you did. Son of Odin. Odin's son, cash at me a $10. Thank you. I didn't even notice that. Oh my God, dude. 7. Look at the smile on her face. I think I saw this post from you last year. Wow. That is awesome. Does she still have them? You got to get cases for all of those. Even if it's hops, baseballs, who cares? You know, put them in cases. That's so cool, dude. And like I said, I wasn't into baseball initially. You know, I liked football and basketball more. But when I met Ken Griffey Jr. and Sandy Koufax, that's really brought me and my dad together. So, Lemons, nice pick, huh? Right next to each other, walking like 5 steps. Yes, big play of the game. Let me see if I can get a photo. Let's go, Chris. Lemons, baby. Especially when Uncle Mo was starting to shift over to the Washington Commandos. You know, you needed to make sure that you don't want to have them crawl back in the game and win when they don't deserve it, you know. All right, I got a photo for you.
Affordable home lending programs as part of $88 billion to support underserved communities, including loans for small businesses and low and moderate income.
I got you.
So everyone has a chance to move forward financially.
Yes.
PNC Bank. See how we can make a difference for you.
Stop by the Pro Football Hall of Fame store, just like Hall of Famers, for exclusive Hall of Fame gear. Make your friends and family Hall of Famers. With all 32 teams in the store, there's something for everyone. Open 7 days a week and no admission to come and shop. Stop in today. Or visit us online at profootballhof.com/store.
My graduation was something I will never forget. People like you and me sometimes may have doubts in yourself, but I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Want to leg up on your fantasy league?
Sorry, Odin. I didn't mean to not notice that. For the Chiefs, he said. NWSF4 live, brother. Appreciate you, Odin. I always have fun doing Chiefs games too. I mean, the number one supporting, fan base. So why not? You know, I've been watching them since the '80s, so it's always fun. Back when Steve DeBerg was quarterback in the '90s. Oh, Buccaneers, baby! Buccaneers, baby! Let's go. $10 holla. Thank you, Odin's son. I don't even know if he's in the room, but I appreciate you, brother. The best fans on planet Earth. You guys. Odin's son, you the man. Chiefs. Chiefs. Goats, thank you. All right, 24-14. Like to see that. Nice to be able to get a big play at the end, you know. Does it rise everyone's uplift everyone's spirits too when it was kind of getting a little close there. Oh, they have, trust me. I go to Seattle all the time. They have so many cool places, and you're going to want to stop in that Jersey store that's on the way to the stadium. There's only one. They used to have 2, and it was owned by a father-son, but the father died, and the son didn't want to do it anymore. And the other one was better because they had jerseys of all teams, not just Seattle stuff. But you'll be able to find, it's 12 noon. You know what time it is? Time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. The Cubs beat the Brewers. We're going to have a lot of angry Brewer fans. Thank you, Odin son. Appreciate you.
You may be wondering, why is Washington doing this? Why is Ron Rivera doing this, right? It's like you're using up your timeout. Just run the football, let the clock run out. It's a preseason game. Well, these are valuable snaps that situational football that coaches love. They want to put their players in these situations. We can't duplicate it in practice. This is why you get to see some of these young guys in pressure situations. They're trying to get out and make something happen.
Second down and 16. Third down and 16. Get him. Minute 15 left. Oh, yeah. Seattle is very fun to walk around. There's always beautiful scenery. It's not dirty. There's not a lot of homeless people or bums like they're in downtown Portland. There is a section right out front where the Mariners and Seahawks play near kind of the road where they have like tents and stuff, but it's not as bad as Portland for sure. It's a lot cleaner. The people are nicer, and you don't get approached by the homeless people. They kind of just do their own thing, and there's not as many of them there. It's a nicer city. Out of bounds. Sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. I mean, when I go to Seattle, I go for a night or two. But me and my boy, we ball out. We go to like the Hyatt or the Marriott, and we go to like the 40th floor with a lake view. And, it's worth it. Like the last time we went for the game, the beds were the most comfortable beds, most comfortable pillows. 40 rows or 40 floors up. You can see the water. You can look to your left and see both stadiums. You look out to the straight and the right. You can see all the water, planes and ships and all kinds of stuff, being active down there. It's awesome, but it's expensive. It's usually like $400 a night. So we just split it like $200 a piece, but it's so worth it rather than just looking at buildings. I want to be able to look at the water, obviously for my mental health. So, and I'm only going to usually go up there a couple times a year. And I know it's a lot of money. It's like, if we stay 2 nights, that's going to be, almost like rent type thing. But hey, $400 a night instead of paying $100 and staring at a building or $200 or, living large and really enjoying that memory. And I'm telling you, when you can watch TV on a 70-inch TV, look to your left and see water and just enjoy that view, there's nothing that beats that if you have the money to do it. (24-14) Chiefs. All right. Chiefs win. So now I got my Tampa Bay Buccaneers that are coming up, but I'm going to spend time with Paisley. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys. Odin's son, thank you so much. I just saw that. Thank you. I appreciate you. You are the OG. I love you. I appreciate you. And if you need anything, I'm always here for you. Holly, thank you. Everyone in the building, thank you guys for your guys' support. That was a lot of fun. Now I'm going to go in the bedroom, and I'm going to watch obviously, this Tampa Bay Buccaneer game, Dodgers, Mariners, get that all in, spend time with her so I'm not being a bad dog dad. And then I'll be back at 7 p.m. and we're going to do Cowboys Chargers on NFL Network. And if there's Dodgers, we'll still be on. So it'll be Cowboys and Chargers. Dodgers will be on. And then we'll also stream a couple hours after, like a normal late night stream from 7 p.m. till probably midnight or close to midnight, depending on how I'm feeling. And then we'll be doing at noon on Sunday, NASCAR. Chase Elliott with the pole, and we're going to be able to do Watkins Glen, which will be awesome. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. Yes, the 3s and 4s look much, much better. If you guys can make it later on in about 3 hours, I will be here. I'll be watching my Bucks screaming on the TV and the Dodgers and Mariners. Go Dodgers, go Mariners, go Bucks. And I do want the Titans to do good. I'm excited for Malik. If I didn't have a puppy, I would just continue to stream all day long. But I definitely want to, give some time with Paisley. So I love you guys and I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I had a blast, and I'll be back obviously in about 3 hours for the Cowboys and the Chargers. I'll make some notification posts now. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Go Chiefs! I appreciate you guys, and I'll be back in about 3 hours. Gang.